Viewers, welcome again to another edition of the Coach's Desk with your host, Coach Minze. Yeah, we're here again. Yeah, people, we're here to talk about a lot of things. But the main topic that we want to talk about is 2022, the year the Reggae Boys will qualify for the World Cup. Certainly. Do we believe so? Because it's been a long time coming. Yeah, many are saying that this is the best squad that would have had in recent times to take us to the World Cup in Qatar. So, people, that's what we want to discuss today. And also, there's a new development in football, people, the Super League. Yes, I see it floating around. But nevertheless, we'll touch on that in a bit. And people, Blair Turgart. Yes. That man scored an hat-trick today. Yeah, man. Blair scored a hat-trick today. For his club. And it's a massive thing for him. You understand? Of course, you know, when you score the hat-trick, you get the match ball. And that is his first hat-trick. His team actually won 5-0. Massive 3 points for them. So, yeah, man, Blair Turgott, that Jamaican baller who actually has his passport, and I mean, he's ready to play for the Reggae Boys. But somehow, we don't know. But let's see what will happen in those upcoming fixtures. So, big up yourself, Blair. Good job today. People, Manchester United. Yes, Manchester United. They beat Burnley. 3-1, people. Yes, a double from Mason Greenwood. Yeah. Arsenal and Fulham. That game ended 1 apiece. And based on how things pan out for the weekend, people, Sheffield United has been officially relegated from the Prem. Yeah, man, that is the situation with Sheffield at the moment. So they're just going to honor the fixtures that are remaining. Yeah, they have to honor it. They can't just stop. Because you don't want to give any team any free points going forward, you know. Yeah, people. So these are the things that came out of the sporting arena today. And the big news as well, sad news. Former Reggae Boys, Tremaine Stewart, passed on. And we just want to say our deepest condolences from the coaches desk to the family of Tremaine Stewart, family, friends, past teammates, and so forth. Condolences to those over there at Dumbley Holding, the clubs that you'd have played for in Norway and Finland, also Waterhouse and Portmore United. Rest well, Tremaine Stewart, wicked baller. Yeah, man. That man thumped the ball very viciously. Yeah, man. I could remember I went to a final at the stadium, and trust me, Tremaine Stewart was the man. Yeah, man. But so condolences again to his family. Sad, but trust me, I'm certain that they are not doing well at this moment. But we just wanna pray their strength. Pray that they'll be comforted at this time and they'll find peace at this time as well. So we're just gonna have a few seconds of silence for the baller. May his soul rest in peace and light perpetually shine on him. Yeah. So yeah, man, that's the situation with Chairman Stewart. So yeah, people. So we see the room up and running. Yeah, man, we see some people in the house, in the building. Yeah, people. Welcome to the show, everyone. Welcome to everyone on the platform this evening. Yeah, man, we just want to do a quick show and get out of here. You know what I mean? So, people, 2022 is the year for the Reggae Boys. A lot of us do believe that it is a time. It will happen. Yeah, man. We do believe we have the squad to do it. And definitely, it is a possibility. So, let's run through some of the comments at this time. Big up some people in the house, in the building. We see Joe is in the house. Joe seems like he is the first one. Man, it's a Super League I want to talk about. Ian, welcome, Ian. Welcome to the show. Top 10, respect. Think Super League will be fun. Richard Samuels, Liverpool. Make sure, come on early tonight, Richard. I'm on early. So me notice you greet me, but you don't mention nothing about the late thing. So big up yourself. Tennessee Lewis, welcome to the show. Baller kick 90. What you say if we not hear the what? We not hear the new baller kick. We don't know about that. Alex Davis. Welcome, Alex. Shaquille Smith. Man says Super League's a disgrace to football. The man them want start Super League in August 2021. Yeah, Ian Blair is kicking on the door. Him kick 3 on the door. So if Venom in those shots on the door, then the door have a tear down. So Top 10 is asking how the Super League is a disgrace. Vincent Cunningham, welcome to the show. Fresh God in the building. Yeah, man. Howard Wilson in the building. Yeah, man. Big up to everyone that is here. Yeah, man. R.I.P. to the baller. Richard. Super League is an absolute disgrace. David, welcome to the show. Ames. Mark Plunkett, welcome. Big up yourself. Melvin Levy, welcome. Bravo in the building. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Big up yourself. Alex, we don't know what happened to the baller, Virgin. We don't do post-mortem or around here. Yeah? This is the coach's desk. We talk sports. But from what we hear, Alex, is that he collapsed. And once him collapse, then there are a few things that are so associated with that. So we don't want to give a report on that because we don't do post-mortem. You understand? So we have to just follow this space to see any update on what transpired. All right. Devon Porter, welcome to the show. He said, my condolences to Tremaine Stewart family and the football fraternity. May his soul rest in peace. God bless. Yeah, man. Trust me. Sad news. Good baller, you know? Good baller. Trust me. Akeem Gill, welcome to the show. Where's the Alex? The laughter one there. Unseen in the building. Well, unseen. No, me never check out the thing this evening though, because me I tell her say something happened and me I tell her say I just now me get to move away from what I was doing. You understand? Alright, so big up yourself though. Ames is here. David Nicholson is saying that the league goes against everything football is about. It is completely and utterly about one thing, and that is money. Rich getting richer, and the others are not being considered. Them are. Welcome to the show. Mr. Primovision, welcome to the show. Yeah, man, people, we're there here. So we're gonna talk about the whole Super League thing. Want to touch on it a little bit, people? Alright, trust me. I'm gonna see what go on under something there, you know, when name Super League. The man, them a beat it bad. You understand? So David, you get the wrench, you know. Yeah, man. Big up. Stacy and Spencer, welcome. Yeah, man. Welcome to the show. Yeah, man. We like when the females come online, you know, come on to the show. We are waiting Khalees. Khalees should be on the panel tonight, you know. Yeah, man. DJ Romain. Yeah, welcome DJ Romain. Patrick Riley. Welcome to the show. Yeah, man, it's a sad night for football. Trust me, people. Hearing of the loss of hot baller, Tremaine Stewart, trust me. It's not a good thing. I say if the league go on, David, football is dead. Alright. Alright, let me just look. Jamaica LOL. Yeah, man, probably need to run that intro there in LOL. Yeah, man. But the Super League business is pure greed. I, for one, is against it. Teams should qualify based on merit and be relegated just the same. The man them kidnap football. Boy, may I tell you. Alright, this is what I'm just gonna read an article or a portion of the article. Just skim through. Because we can't read everything, you know. It's actually on the ESPN website. Man United, Juventus, Real Madrid confirms plan to participate in Super League. Del Piero, big baller Del Piero, Alexander Del Piero. The man said European Super League fight is sad for football. But, all right. So, people, they said 12 of Europe's top clubs announced on Sunday they are launching a breakaway Super League headed by Real Madrid president Florentino Perez. Yeah, man, that's the man. So, AC Milan, Arsenal, Atletico Madrid, Chelsea, Barcelona, International, which is Inter Milan. You have Juventus, Liverpool, Man City, Man United, Real Madrid, and Tottenham have all joined as founding clubs. The statements added. Let's say Arsenal. So Madrid President Perez said, "We will help football at every level and take it to its rightful place in the world." He continued by saying football is the only global sport in the world with more than 4 billion fans. And our responsibility as big clubs is to respond to their desires. Hey man, listen what Perez are saying, people. You understand? As part of the move, the clubs included would withdraw from the European Club Association. Listen. And games would be played in the middle of the week, with the Super League governed by founding clubs. The club statements indicated. The agreement provides that the founding clubs will receive an upfront net grant. You hear this, people? Of approximately 3.5 billion euros, which is $4.19 billion in aggregate. They are saying. Now, the source is saying that's the ESPN source, said early on Sunday that up to 15 of Europe's biggest clubs are in talks to launch a so-called European Super League, planned to start in time for the 2023 to 24 season. So it's not for this season. I think I saw a comment of someone said August, but it's not going to be starting on August. Schedule 2023 to 2024. That's the projected start time. No, he's saying by bringing together the world's greatest clubs and players to play each other throughout the season, the Super League will open up a new chapter for European football, ensuring world-class competition and facilities, and increased financial support for the wider football pyramid. And that is said by Joel Glazer, co-owner of the club that I follow and vice chairman of the Super League. Me don't feel like reading any further. People, just remember it's an initiative, It's an initiative. It might not come to fruition. Understand? It's just an initiative. Now, if it is successful though, which has already been rebuked by FIFA and numerous FAs throughout Europe, it would threaten the existence of the Champions League, which is true, and we can't have that. And right now, Champions League is football's biggest club competition, with UEFA due to announce on Monday a new 36-team format for the tournament designed to stave off attempts by the game's top clubs to break away. So right now, UEFA got to deal with something because them don't want this thing for really materialize, and then Champions League down the drain. If this were to happen, we wish to reiterate that we, UEFA, the English FA, RFEF, FIGC, the Premier League, La Liga, Liga Serie A, but also FIFA and all our member associations will remain united in our efforts to stop this cynical project, a project that is founded on the self-interest of a few clubs at a time when society needs solidarity more than ever. So FIFA hitting back. I don't think I need to read any more of this article. Very lengthy article. I was just skimming and scanning, but it's a very lengthy article. So, I mean, that's the situation. So, all the associations are going to ensure that they boycott this thing, and this thing not come to fruition. Because if it happen, it kind of gonna mess up the whole scheme of things when it come on where football is concerned, in terms of Champions League and the likes. Understand? Probably the big clubs them are have to play the Bush League on Thursday. Yeah? When it's a Bush League I gonna play instead. Champions League I gonna mash up if them club are gone. You understand? So let's run through some of the comments. Let me hear what these people are saying. So Karum is saying all about the Benjamins. UEFA and Top 10 say UEFA only bad mind in the Super League because they won't make any money. That not the fan desire, that the greedy own desire. We need to start a campaign for JFF to make a serious effort to bring home the following players: Mason Holgate, Nathan Redman, Emil Smith Rowe, Dwight McNeil, Ivan Toney, and Lewis Baker. Yeah, man, I see Reggae Boyz commentary. Simon Preston did a video on Dwight McNeil, who plays for Burnley. I watched him today, in that game, and he's a good baller. Very good baller. So if we could get him, that would be an addition to the pool that we already have. Not to say he will play, but I mean, it would be a good addition. So big up Simon for highlighting Dwight McNeil. Yeah, man. SCSL South Croy say will not get to the World Cup. What? So you say South Croy we're not gonna get to World Cup with Whitmore? Who you suggest? Who do you suggest? Talk up. So this man I deal with the topic. Anthony and Redmond to play for England. Considering that Kane, Rashford, Sterling would be banned from playing for England. And that a go on, Bravo? Why will they be banned? It's all about greed. JP Morgan Bank caused this. This sound like UEFA just get kicked in their teeth. So UEFA will punish those clubs. Moneyball. It doesn't make a huge difference. The fight is between the financial fair play and club allocation. So it's about profit sharing models. Mark Plunkett says MLS 2.0, pure rubbish. This is greed at its best. I test the water, man. Travis, welcome to the show. Fresh God is saying the Champions League is being suspended and the Europa League as well. Patrick Riley said they are trying to kill the game. Raymond Osborne in the building. Welcome. Massive respect. Errol Brown, welcome to the show. Just like Parker Cricket. Karum, welcome, man. How would the comment jump gone, Perez sounds selfish. That will kill the smaller club. A new chapter where the bigger clubs just go in, keep benefiting only. Yeah. For the timing, FIFA will ban the players from future World Cups. All of them, if we go it, we can't cock off one equal funding. Richard, welcome. The beginning of the Americanization of European Football League. Yeah, because Vice President Glazer is an American, right? It is in process to change our format of Champions League. If the format doesn't change, then the Super League will be retracted. All right. And I say greed. Jerome 876, big up yourself. Welcome to the show. And them try to mash up the good football. DJ Lavish, welcome, man. Corner League, man. Bush League I got hot. Yeah, Ibrook. Bush League I got hot. Great initiative. Hope it work. Big clubs, even the Champions League to West Ham and Leicester City. Yeah, man. Probably Arsenal can win it now. Chris Smith, welcome. Yeah, the McLean news was very surprising. I would love if him come play for Jamaica. Good baller, man. Good baller. Oh, go on, fourth official. You see it. Man say from birth. The first time I think about not supporting Man United. For real, man. Where them a go? FA, UEFA, and FIFA rules. This thing. DK, my brother, what go on? Big up yourself. Yeah, man, I'm a real brother that people. No joke. Patrick Riley. Because Sterling plays for Man City and they will be banned. What? Pure money thing Vincent Cunningham is saying. Shaquille Smith, money talk over football. Jano. Me don't talk football. What you want to talk about, DK? Formula Sport in the building. Welcome. Yeah, man, people, just remember, if you have not subscribed yet to Formula Sport, just jump over, show him some support. Yeah, man, linking fans to football. I don't think this will kill the game. In fact, I think it will help massively. FIFA won't win the fight, in my opinion. Let us see. All of the club history, them gone down the drain. Trust me, trust me. But Tennessee say always what Max Lean coach. What is Max Lean? Want to ask a question, not really pertaining to the topic. It's about track and field. Go on now. Coach is this, you know. Once it's sports, will answer. No, Arsenal go to Super. I guess there'll be more team coming up from the championship. Probably 6 teams instead of 3, yeah? Arsenal in the Super League too. Them are one of the founding clubs. Yeah, for real. We just get that. But it's true, Arsenal are really relevant. That's why it does jump out. You know what I mean? Right now, that's why we need to focus on our league right now. No? So we are going to start promote the Jamaican Football League when it starts and start watch some local Premier League. Can you see what the man them do? You see what the man them do, people? So we are going to support our thing. Ocean Gray, welcome. Stacian, what is she saying? Like how Errol's even play in Vietnam and Japan before. Why Tapa don't take him on that Japan trip? I remember when Errol Steven played the game against Japan, he played well. That's a good point, you know. And a few persons are saying that he should be considered for the defensive midfield position as well. So not bad, Stacey. You know your sport. FIFA fair play, so this won't work. Participation, medal mentality. American owners, Liverpool and Man United have killed the game in Europe. That's what Fort official is saying. Chef, big up yourself. Welcome. Devon Smith. Yeah, man. Emil Smith Rowe. He plays for Arsenal. Yeah, man. Him can represent Jamaica. Is eligible. Don't watch the color of the skin, Devon. Andre Williams, welcome. If Man U don't win Europa League, I think they will go to the Super League. Formula. I think FIFA and UEFA will come out on top in this one. I think they have the leverage of history and prestige on their side. What do you mean? Wait, so they're not fast again? You have to look on what time of season it is now in a Travis. The man they're not ready for unload it. They're probably still running with load. Yeah, man, we need to support our Jamaican thing, man. So no, man, you don't miss out. We soon going at the title. South Cry. We soon jumping in, man. We just run through some of the comments. So who's behind the Super League coach? Now the big coach, now the big clubs them. Raymond, he said no to I can't even call it. No to Errol Stevens. Yeah. So let me see if I can. Let me see if I can answer Stacy, coach, name your males, females, both 4x1. And the team has already been named, you know, Stacy. It has already been named. So, I mean, there's nothing we can do about changes where that is concerned because the team has been named. All right. All right. So here what we're gonna do now. We're gonna drop the link early. Where's the Fresh God? Where's the Bravo? Should I drop the link early? Travis, should I drop the link early? My nose just a itch me so. I wanna go on. Listen, Errol Stevens is a businessman now. And he should stick to business. Hey Raymond, behave yourself now. Where's the drop the link, you know? Alright. People them say drop the link. So we're gonna talk about the Reggae Boys. This is the year for them to make it. Hey Errol bro, no you talk say. Watch it, you know. Watch it, you know. What kind of COVID you talk about? Watch it, you know. None of that around here. Anyway, so we're gonna drop the link because we believe that this year, when Jamaica start the World Cup qualifiers, we believe at the end of it, we will be going to the World Cup next year in Qatar. Yeah, man, and this is the year. Trust me, if it not happen this year, it'll happen the next cycle, you know, because based on what is going to occur, it should be easy for us. But we want it to happen this year, and it would be good. It would be good so that we can have a back-to-back going to the World Cup. All right, so I see people asking for if I have an Instagram. That's me on Twitter. See it there? That's a Twitter handle. Instagram, same Coach's Desk. Facebook, same Coach's Desk. Yeah, man. So that's where you can find the same thing. Nothing, no change. All right, so I'm going to drop the link now for the people them come on to the panel and we discuss this whole matter of can't afford to miss 2022 World Cup. All right. All right, people. So the link is in the comment section right now. Freshly dropped. Yes, Gavin Charles at Coach's Desk. No E. Let me drop it again. There it is. COACHSDESK. The white shirt here. I mess up the thing tonight. So the link drop, I'm not seeing nobody jump on it. Link drop, people. Link drop. So South Cry, you're saying that we need a better coach. Who do you suggest? remember I asked that question earlier because you made mention of that initially. Who do you suggest South Croy? Richard Samuel said it's all about the money, and if these people have their way, it will be like what is happening in cricket. Interesting. But Richard Samuels, our club over there too, you know. John Barnes. Do we have the money to afford John Barnes at the moment? D. Ellsworth, welcome. I see a big discussion going on, you know. D. Ellsworth, John Barnes, do we have the money? All right, see Rome in the house. Rome, welcome to the show, man. Oh, go on.
There, my brother. There, man.
Big up yourself, man.
I'm
All
upset,
right,
fam.
Raymond. Big up yourself, Raymond. Yeah, man. I appreciate that. Linking fans to football. Yeah, man. Croy is saying that we should get rid of Whitmore. What say you? Because if we still have Whitmore, essentially he's saying that we won't be making it to 2022 World Cup.
Can't get rid of Whitmore if we continue to have the same problem that we have right now. The JFF just doesn't have the funds. So yeah, you get rid of Whitmore and get someone else. Just as if you say Whitmore is bad, if the premise that you're saying is Whitmore is bad, get rid of Whitmore. If you need someone better, you have to pay for someone better. We don't have the money. You can't want steak with hamburger money, fam. It's not gonna make sense. So, I mean, you get rid of Whitmore and you get someone just as incompetent as Whitmore. If you think Whitmore, I'm not saying Whitmore is incompetent. If your argument is that Whitmore cannot do the job, we want someone better. You have to pay for that person.
Yeah, and so close to the World Cup qualifiers. Why would we want
Exactly.
to change the coach right now? If we were supposed to change that coach, it should have been in what 2016, 2017. Why no?
You can't go Burger King all that steak, fam. That makes sense.
And from what I'm hearing, you know, every coach have them special attributes, right? And when people look at Whitmore and saying that he's not able to do this and not able to do that, from what I'm understanding is that he's a very good motivator. You know? You see what he did in order to get the players on board? He had to have some orating skills in order to engage these players. You understand? So he's a very good encourager, and sometimes as a manager out there, like a Pep Guardiola and those managers, do they do a lot of coaching or they do a lot of motivating? Because we have to take those things into consideration. Because based on motivation, it would have probably helped them to improve the game. Is it what they do on the pitch? I think that counts, but
A real talk, because I remember that one of Mourinho's biggest downfall right now too, as well in the farm, is that Mourinho is not a man manager. Like, you remember when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer just took over Manchester United and just bring in a feel good factor on the man them a play, and they just start playing so well over a period of time, right? But there are reports now from players that if you're playing for Jose Mourinho and you're injured, man just shut you out completely because he can't use you. While you know, as a farmer athlete and as a coach, you know when you have an injured athlete, that's when you need you more than anything else, right? For that mental strength, you know, say, yo, as soon as they come back, the team needs you. If you're a track athlete, we know that, listen, the 4x1 team needs you as soon as they get over this hamstring injury. You understand? The team needs you to get back before champs. So as a player, you want that push. And if you're not that type of coaching influence and positively encourage your players, and that makes sense. And if that is one of the traits that Tapa bring to the team, and he can make players from different walks of the earth, bring them together and motivate them to play for the country. That's one of the most, valuable assets we need at this point.
Yeah, and hold on. That's not the comment I wanted up. Yeah. So DLsworth is saying, looking at it from the standpoint of the incoming English stars, I think a more accredited coach will have more influence. Why do you say that? Don't you think Tapa, with his experience playing in a World Cup, playing through many World Cup qualifiers, isn't he able to motivate these English stars that are coming in? DLsworth. Hey, some more people jump on the panel now because that topic has seemed like.
I don't think the man need motivation, fam. These players are coming to play for Jamaica, as I keep on saying. Not because, yes, they want to win, but these men are not coming because they want Jamaica to be the biggest team. They're coming, majority of them coming for selfish reasons, fam.
True.
Which is good for us. Majority of these men they're coming motivated for selfish reasons. It's not because Andre Gray want to travel from England to America to play an extra game while I'm up here for Jamaica. It's not because him lack game time. Man like Andre Gray, man like Mikel Antonio, there's these men who actively seeking to play for Jamaica are doing it because they know that playing international football will raise their profile.
Mm-hmm.
And you raise your profile, they get more sponsorship deals. 100% fact. So these men don't need motivation. Tapa Whitmore is not going to be needed to motivate these people. And then saying that Tapa is not qualified or accredited, you're trying to say that these players are playing at a high level, Championship and Premier League. So and Tapa is not that great of a coach you can manage. In that football is difficult, fam. Football is difficult. When them come, as long as them can communicate, Tapa can get them to play. You understand?
Yeah.
It's not that difficult.
I think some of the fans are really being tough on Tapa, because when you look at his, I will always say this fourth official. When you look at Tapa's record, it's not a bad one, for a national team,
No,
it's not a bad one for a national team's head coach. Over 50% win percentage. Mark you, many people are going to say it's based on the teams that he play, and when he gets up against the quote unquote big name teams, has he performed? You understand? Those are some of the things that persons will say and the questions that they will ask. But I mean, I think we're being kind of tough on Tapa, and he's not the best coach in terms of in the world. You understand? Right. But from what he has been doing thus far, I don't believe in just replacing him right now. I've always been saying, I've placed videos on this channel where I am seeking assistance for Tapa rather than replacing him, because you want this man to remain in the team to ensure that I think the players already respect him, and they are showing him a lot of love and respect. You know what I mean? So to remove him now and bring in someone new, doesn't understand the whole aspect of being a coach to the Reggae Boyz and all of that. How are they going to? How will this new person, or what will this new person bring? You're talking about more experience, but will he appeal to the players that are already there? Mark Plunkett, welcome to the show, man.
Evening, bless up.
Yeah, man. What say you?
Yes, I believe that with the momentum that the team have right now, the camaraderie, everything that the team have right now, going into World Cup, I think Tapa should stay. Again, he has gotten a result. We might not have gotten, some fancy result or the 80%, you know what I mean? But he's a Jamaican. He has the history. The players them playing for the coach, and that's what you really want right now. You want players to play for the coach. You want players to play for the country and love the country so much that they'll go out there and throw an eliminate. You get what I say? So I believe that Tapa should stay in. He might not be as tactical as other coaches like Rene Simoes, you know what I mean? But I think that Tapa have what it takes right now to get us to qualify for the World Cup. And I think Jamaicans on a whole should give him a chance. The reason I say that, I always think that people always prefer the white coaches them over your own. You know what I mean? You prefer to give a contract to a coach that, you know, of a lighter complexion, or you know what I mean? So I think we should give our Jamaican coaches a chance to prove themselves. If we don't reach the World Cup, fine. You know what I mean? But let him take us there with a good team. If we don't get there, fine. We can't say, boy, Tapa, you had a good team. And you know, you didn't come with the goods. You didn't give us glory. You know what I mean? But give him a chance, man. And I think we should support, you know, Tapa 100% going into the World Cup. So that's what I have to say about it.
Yeah, man, cool. You see, fourth official, listen to pointer, because you see, sometimes the fans are not, they're hard to please, you know. And they kind of have a flip-flop mentality. They like to change the goalposts and all of that. Because when we talk about the influx of the UK-based players, a lot of people are against it. The local players can do the job, they can do this, they can do that. But at the same time, they want a international coach to come and throw away the local coach. Answer that question there for me, room, because me no seem to understand the hypocrisy in that. You're mute.
Okay, all right, cool. It's set up in two different ways, you know. It's embedded in all of us as Jamaicans to perennially think that foreigners better than us, right? From back in the day, from all the way back in our history, and it's something that we need to fight from a day it's something that we need to fight internally, right? But on a big man level, one of the biggest thing that we need for, and then from the other aspect of it, when you talk about players overseas, Jamaicans not accepting or wanting players from overseas, but wanting, Jamaican-based players, it's all self-defeating, because at the end of the day, we need to acknowledge that the players that we have here, that we have in Jamaica, is not necessarily good enough or going to be good enough to win us anything. So we have to make a decision: are you trying to make the World Cup become a part of the global stage, or you just want to have just Jamaican-based players play, and the most we can do is probably qualify for World Cup? It's difficult to say, right? And people were talking about getting a foreign coach. It's almost like them forgot 2 months ago, JFF couldn't find money to pay the players. Oh, you have to find money to play a foreign coach. Oh, you have to ask Roberto Martinez to leave Belgium and come coach Jamaica. Pay him what? You understand what I say? It's just, sometimes they just like, sprout things and not even think things through in terms of ramifications or consequences for them.
All right. Well said. Welcome, Unseen to you. Welcome to the show.
So big up Coach Minzy, big up Fort and the other person on the live.
Ian Campbell made a comment and I may have search for it and I can't find it.
Yeah, man, bless up.
The thing that Ian says that resonates with me, that Tapa is not a bad coach. Sometimes though, all right, see it here, me find it. I don't want to say what him not say. It is not that he's a bad coach. I just feel he will select his favorites and not select based on merit. And for me, that's one of the main issues I have with him. You understand? So it's not like he doesn't know what he's doing and all of that. It's a situation where he might select, his selection might be an issue. But with these top players that he's getting, do we still believe that his selection will be an issue and this team will not qualify for the 2022 World Cup? I doubt that very much.
Well, Coach means if him still try blend in Morrison and some local based players who are not playing football at this moment, but they are training, but they're not getting any match fitness or match sharpness. Well, it gonna seems that way because you need to look and understand that these players are not playing any professional football to get to where they want for us to reach World Cup right now. The players over there in Championship are playing quality football, consistent football. Those are the players that we need to blend in with the MLS and the USL players that are going to be picked.
Yeah. And I hear that South Croy said this man never coach a prep school team before him get the national job. I want somebody to correct him in the comment section about that one. Linking fans to football. Welcome to the show, man. Dwayne, welcome to the show.
Go on, big up the panel.
Greetings, everybody. What you know?
See, here go.
So, yeah, man.
Yes, I don't understand why so many people are bashing the coach. You know what I mean? The coach has been doing well with the crop of talent he had before, like the influx of foreign players now become available to him. So there are so many people calling for the man, Ed. The man is doing a good job. The country rank in a good spot right now because of Whitmore. And he did it without like resources like other countries. So I don't understand why so many people are calling for him to leave the job, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. So you made a very good point there because when the team was ranked, I can remember about 2017, the team was ranked like 70 odd, and they stuck with Tupper, and the patience would have paid off. Now the team is ranked 45th, so I can't understand why people are giving Whitmore such a hard time. Dwayne, what say you?
All right, so with Tupper now, right? So before people start calling for Tupper head, the new coach over again, let's say we get an international coach. We'll give them an assistant, we'll give them the list of things we Tupper asks for, or is it that we'll ask that foreign coach to perform without them same things that we Tupper asks for, right? So I think that before it is that we ask the top head, we at least give the man a fighting chance, give him most or if half of what him desire and see what him can do. Because if we average in the 50s right now as win ratio without them something there, give him a chance to actually improve it to 70. Give him that assistant to him want, that video analyst, his physical trainers. Give him them look something there and then we can judge him and see how him really perform, if him still go play a boring ball game. I could say how that works.
But playing a boring ball game and getting the result, that is he still be getting result. But Rome, more you answer that question as a big baller, play a semi-profession. More you answer that comment upon the screen. Because me not understand that person here.
So cry. Okay, all right. It sounds as if you have never ever played sports in your life. But let me tell you something, especially with football, 90% of the game is played up here, right? And without confidence, you go out there and you not even know where you do. You can tell you that right now. Football, strikers, midfielders, defenders, keepers, majority of what them do is all about confidence in knowing within yourself that you can do what you set out to do and you can do what your coach set you out to do. Luke Shaw is prime example. Mourinho mash up Luke Shaw mentally mash up Luke Shaw till him get fatter than him did fat. And since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer come back in and him start encouraging him, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer tell him say one of the best finishers in the league. And now him have 2 goals under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, which he never do before. Me can tell you from a former athlete and a former semi-pro player that mentally you need your coach to motivate you. No matter which sport you play, can tell you that right now. Especially if you're injured and you're out for long term, you need that encouragement. Because while you can draft for certain things intrinsically, get you up in the morning and go train and stuff, just seeing your coach coming up to you and say, yo, we need you back on the pitch. Continue working. The teammates looking forward to seeing you back on the pitch. It does something for you mentally and give you that drive. So if you haven't played that sport before, if you haven't been a part of a team, that's how you speak. So cry.
And internationally, we see it over and over again. Because Klopp is a motivator. Pep He's a motivator, take Ryan Sterling one away, help him work on him little finishing and stuff when the world against him. We see it all around the international football. Even Fernandinho gonna leave now. People want to make a coaching job. As you said,
Right.
good in the dressing room. Company. He's a motivator more than a coach when they call him.
And fam, why you think Mourinho teams them always break down a year and a half or 2 years in? When the first time him there at Chelsea, the team stopped play for him after 2 years. Second time he go back at Chelsea, same thing. Real Madrid, same thing. Manchester United, same thing. Now Tottenham, the team stopped playing for him, same thing. Mourinho is not a man manager, fam. So while we get results playing boring park the bus football, when the time comes to when the results start coming in, and now the time comes to motivate the team to do a little bit more and push a little more, them can't get it from them players, fam. That man just play Jackson, he never play sport nine life.
But that is one of the reasons why
Yep.
you have a captain on the team. In any sport, you have a captain so he can motivate players during the game. You know what I mean? That's one of the reasons for a captain.
I think that is a very easy question, you know, but maybe just want somebody else answer him so him can know what go on. Because as a coach, you have to have somebody listen to the thing. Turn it down now, please. May I get a feedback? Yeah, man. As a coach, you have to be able to motivate the players. You see, if the player isn't the best left back, right back, forward, how are you going to get in his head to encourage him, to tell him that he can do it? You have to motivate the player. You have to work on some drills with him. You have to encourage him that, yo, you can do it. Work on this a little bit harder. Of course, motivation is important. So, South Cry, I don't know where you get them argument from, but I mean, well, I have to just laugh it off. All right, let's just jump back into some of the comments. Jeremy and Mitchell, they comment them around quick and fast. Tapa, as a player, knows what the player is going through. That's why he can relate to them. Mr. Special Edition said, listen, motivation is key. All right. Let me see what South Korea said. Devon Porter, they need to find the money. You can't get anywhere in football without money. This is 2021. All right, South Korea, we want you to donate some money to the JFF. Remember, you know, they have to find money to pay the players when the World Cup qualifiers come around and all of that. There's no sponsor for the JFF. So if you're gonna tell me that, yeah, they need to find sponsors, some money coming, that's good. But to use that money to pay a foreign coach a $50,000. See, we had a coach, Schaefer, pay him a lot of money. Did the team qualify for the World Cup? Let us try our own. You see if Whitmore get this big bad team and not qualify, coaches this are gonna be the first to get at him. You understand? So don't think me I go ease him up.
No, but
at the moment, we have to give Whitmore a chance. We have to trust Whitmore right now. And that may I defend. Yeah, Lincoln fans, you were saying.
Yeah, but even if him not qualify, you know, football is a process, you know what I mean? And they start off on a bad foot already. There's underlying issues. So for you to say that if him not qualify, I'll dash him away, I don't believe that you should, because there's many problems in the JFF right now. You know what I mean? So you don't have to qualify, because there's other teams and they're...
No, man, me not say me I go dash him away now. Me say me I go be the first to get at him.
Oh, yeah.
Me not say me I go give the pink slip. That I go be the owners and the JFF, you know. Me can't do that. Me I go get at him.
If Jamaica was a football club right now, and Whitmore...
Who is speaking?
Oh, doing this.
Oh, doing that, okay.
Yeah, man. If Jamaica was an English-based football club, where you expect to win a trophy, expect to qualify for at least Champions League, and despite all the problems that Whitmore got through, I feel like if him not qualify, the board wouldn't sack him. With all the resources, look on Chelsea and Lampard with all the resources where him get.
But he don't have the resources that you're talking. He don't have them.
But according to what JFF, because me have to give on to Caesar what he sees as, right? As much as we have bashed the JFF, they might do little to try improve things. might not as trustworthy, right? But every now and then, they would release a press release to say, okay, well, get the players them at least this physio. Well, get the players them this.
Can I
So
say
by the
something?
time, yeah, got you one.
All right, so you realize it. By the way, this is Racha. These things that they are doing are only happening because the players put them in the media. The players blow them up, created the channels for them to communicate better and more trustworthy and more transparent. So they are not doing these things by initiating them. They are doing them because they felt showed up by Damian Lowe and the other players who are standing up.
True.
Trust me, up to the blind man can see that, right? If I never for
Yeah.
the
So when you
bashing,
so when
I
you
think
so when
Tapa
you
kind
say
of
that
enjoy the bashing too, for the players them go on with because it help get him the resources what him want. Behind the scenes, the
but
player
but
them
they,
going on strike help Tapa.
so
Yeah,
yeah,
but we
that's
have
put
to
up on top of side fully.
go ahead. Yeah, man. I was
I'm
saying that
saying, so anybody who's bashing,
go on the thought now.
let me, coach, may I go ahead? May I have a little delay? Sorry, here is a little
Yeah.
delay. Sorry, me go talk now. All right. So you see, I'm from Mobile, you know what I mean? I know Theodore Whitmore. You get me? We're
Mm-hmm.
not friends
Uno coach
per se,
man.
but we know each other. Tapa know like people in my family and in my community. We're from the same place. This man is a big man, this. Here are the man for the job. You hear me? I tell you now? He is the man for the job. Now the JFF, definitely they are not giving him all that he needs. So nobody can hold him accountable for the JFF shortcomings, and they can't tie him into the JFF shortcomings, even though he's a part of that whole group, including the players. You have to really do some segregation now and realize JFF you get this type of bash, and you can look on top in a different scope, as well as the players in a different scope, as well as the assistants and the extended staff, because they are not one. It's not a one entity thing. It's trying to be because the players are bashing them. That's what's happening.
Do you expect Tapa to get his wishes? Or majority of his wishes? You
No,
personally. Do
because
you
I'm 28 now. No.
All right. What I'm saying is that Theodore Whitmore doesn't have all the resources over the years, right? And he has made do with what he has. So he has been working assiduously, carrying water in a basket. Mark, people, I don't want people get me wrong. Coach Theodore Whitmore is not the best coach in the world. And we all know that. Right? These players that are coming right now, Coach Whitmore has not worked with them in its entirety as yet. So a few English ballers came and we start look at it. So for example, Saudi Arabia, where Ravel came and DJ and all of those players. Now we have another set coming in. We played one game, which was, I believe, an assembled team. So that would be like 3 games. Him win 1, lose 2. You're gonna use 3 games to throw Tapa out or judge him on the ability of these players that we have now. No, I wouldn't do that. If him go to the Gold Cup and the performance is not up to par, then we might can ask for him to get the pink slip, which me still not believe that if I were the coach, I wouldn't be going to Gold Cup to win. I'd be going to Gold Cup to ensure that this team, these new players that I'm getting, I would ensure that I get them
bigger squad?
so the chemistry will build up on all of that. You understand? So I don't think we are being fair right now at this point, at this moment. Say Tapa just play 3 games. I want to throw him through the bus window.
I put hype man.
Me not think
Yeah.
it's fair.
Jamaicans are too
Yeah,
snobbish.
you see, same people them say we go find money. Remember when they play, some people say the players them too greedy and the players them this and the players them that. When them are for so much money and the JFF don't have no money and we are this and the man them craving and this and that and them strike. But now we say the JFF don't have no money, and the JFF will go find money to pay a coach. Pay Theodore Whitmore or give him some of the things that he asks for. You see, if you give a man all the resources to work with, see, and him come back and him flop, then we can talk.
That's why I'm
If
ask
you
how much
don't give
I
him man the
get.
resources and him a make do with what him have, you can't fight the man.
Yeah, another big point to is we all have to recognize if we're going to start talk about bringing seasoned international coach, there's a whole different sort of money you're talking about. We barely can afford in Jamaican dollars. If we're going to find money, pay people in Jamaican dollars who Tapa can use back home and give him a run. If we go into the hex, if we make it so far as to get into the hex, and we go like through the first half of the hex and it still not perform, at that point you can talk. But up to that point, you really don't have nothing to argue with the man about.
Exactly.
And the international coach, they're going to ask for the same resources list they might have
Yes, and they're going to
Yeah.
want it in US dollars. They're going to want it in foreign currency. Now, if we can't even find it in a flipping Jamaican dollars, where the hell you going to find it in foreign currency?
Not only that in a Michael.
Exactly.
The problem is that I want us to listen keenly. The problem is that Whitmore is also understaffed. That is another key element. Man have no something there to work with. Man does have a goal coach and an assistant coach. He need more help with that.
And the thing about it,
Coach,
each program really under Whitmore portfolio. Just a meal program, or him have responsibility across the board. Just the senior program alone, him really oversee, or him have the junior program them under
Senior.
Okay,
let me say something, coach. Right now, that setting how them have Tapa in the national team, it doesn't. Alright, listen to all this sound. It might sound away, but it is the truth. Having played schoolboy football, right, at every level, Zane, from under 12 come straight up. Seeing what the national team
attack, right?
No man, Araja.
What the name pun is? Reggae Boy 13?
Yes, my general. I mean, you talk comment for a while ago. Yeah, so what I'm saying is, you know what I mean, looking at the football setup, what me experience in a Jamaica, right? What I experience first hand or me hear from a friend who go in a program before me or whatnot, Zin. Bro, it program it just not look as what am I say now? Them not invest as much in it. It seemed like I would have States High School them are investing in or Cornwall College or St. George's. The type of money what they invest in the football program for Jamaica, it seemed like some top Manning Cup team or some top B Cup team them a try fix up. You get me I say? JFF talk. That's how it seemed to me. That's how it seemed to me. They're gonna take it players them serious.
I'm gonna say it again. I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. You see, if the man get the resources, them and him not do nothing with it. Resources would include players, resources would include more assistant coaches, the equipment them when ask for, the masseurs, the physiotherapists and all of that. If he gets those and he psychiatrist and a psychologist, a whole lot of things, you know.
I'm not gonna say I get everything, you know, but
he's not gonna get everything. But the key ingredient, if him get those things and him not perform, then we all have an argument. And as me said, me gonna be the first one to come out and talk about it.
What I want to give JFF on a timeline too, because JFF have until World Cup qualifiers start. You might not get it most of it for Gold Cup, at least for World Cup qualifiers. Most of them think they're on the list supposed to kick off.
And that's why I said, we have to look at maybe the midpoint of the hex, because at that point now, if they don't put that in place, then the GFF probably have to go.
Then the public have to start asking for GFF head.
Yeah, but
if the coach look for GFF head.
From my youth, them ask for that. I'm a 60-year-old now, so I have a long time. I hear this argument,
all right, Mr. Special Edition said that I think Whitmore is doing an excellent job, point blank. We agree with that?
I agree.
With the
Man,
resources
Fully,
and with the
fully
structure,
agree.
I agree with it. With the
man,
resources that is available to
man,
him at the structure, because Reggae Boy raised a good point. We don't have no structure. And it's not just now, you know. I mean, couple weekends ago, we remember the same argument come up, coach, where we talk about where is the path, and I mean that is key to a youth player development, and that are the sphere where me working, you know, where you need to have your 13, your 12-year-old, 14-year-olds coming into football knowing, say, here is my path to go play for Jamaica. Here is where I have to play. Here is who I have to play in front of. We are not like that. Right now, we have some little silos, a few clubs, where if the club president sit on the GFF, then you know you might have a shot. That's not football development. And until we have that set up properly, we're going to keep have this same. We're going to have this discussion every 4 years or every 8 years.
But I think the way things are set now, we might have a little different approach, because if it is that we follow this trend, we might just forego our youth development in Jamaica and just continue to recruit from England development. Because as we see some of the programs them from our fellow sports decks, it highlight quite a bit of young English-based talent, some under 20 levels, etc. So I'm wondering if JFF are plan to shift the ball game from local born Jamaicans and just go strictly youth recruiting, right? Because that would be a very bad look if we just forget about
But
our
that's
local people and
but
development.
a goosebump me I get when I say that. A goosebump me I get when I say that, brother. You make a good point, you know. But a goosebump me get when I say that. You know why I get a goosebump? Because it very well may be so, but that's very sad. Because we shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, Pep Guardiola said something about Jamaican talent the other day. You know, when you realize that, when you never get that, when you never hear nothing about that yet. About what Pep said about Jamaican talent. When you never hear.
what him
You
say
under
about it?
pass,
Him say,
man. You have to
No,
make you know what going.
tell you what going on.
Pep said that he knows that Jamaica is a place that needs to be scouted, like the Caribbean, and then he specified Jamaica. And this is because of Raheem Sterling per se, because him a coach Raheem Sterling, he thinks that Raheem Sterling is one of the most coachable players ever that he had coached, and you know who he coached. So for we that
Luton Shelton run left in
for
back
the
line
things that
already.
JFF. Yeah, I mean, so and he did mention Luton Shelton in another something for real. Because Henrik Larsson did, you know what I mean, something thing. But what I say is the point I bring it in upon is the fact that we may discard our local players who are very talented, very promising. All they need are the opportunity and the right management, and go look upon some people overseas, over USA. What them no more talented than the players them down here. You get me? I say they are not. To me, they are not. Damian Lowe, for me, you know, might laugh, are one of the best centre back in the world. For me, Damian Lowe is one of the best centre back in the whole world. I mean, I ask Christ.
Just the technical ability them lack, man, because them no go through a system from youth stage. You know what I mean? Them have the talent and everything.
Them no real,
The technical part.
Wrong.
Yeah, man.
them no lucky,
That-
brother. Them no lucky,
They
brother.
don't lack it. They don't
Hold on.
lack it at all. That's not the issue.
And the mental,
They lack
and the
match
technical.
fitness. They lack match fitness. They lack match fitness.
All right, teacher, what you know?
Don't say technical, because if you say technical,
Yeah,
you go
man,
offend me
technical, man,
and some
because-
other ball. And we
Teacher.
have it,
But you
brother. We have
you
it.
have to put it into perspective. No, them not have it. Cause watch out. When the man them a play at Jamaica, them look good, not you. But when you see them go up like a team like US, them can control and pass and move in a position
And-
like how US do it. Them have
I agree. We're
No,
not.
that's
We're semi-technical.
Not
Say we're
No,
not
that's
fully
not
developed or reached
technicality.
yet.
That's not
Yeah, man,
technicality.
they know
That is
them, man.
training. That is training.
They're not
Because
training
you
brings
have if
technicality.
you can if you have a technical ability
Mhm.
with training, you get it to a better level of technical ability. But that's
Yes.
the
I'm
same
just
thing.
gonna
Either
say-
you have it or you don't have it. You have talent.
Can I say
You have
something?
you have.
Fam, let me put it to rest right
Can I
now.
say something?
Let me put it to rest right now, real quick.
Go ahead.
So, you're not
To say Jamaican players have no technical ability is complete fallacy and wrong.
all right.
You have to understand, say the level of football that people grow up on in other countries is absolutely different from what we grew up on. If you bring them and they over here come play upon field where we play upon where full of hole and the ball a come to and it a bounce all over the place and still a control it. They will never ever survive in a football like that. These man grow up and feel where you can raise your picnic on smooth grass, where everything just flow towards them. You understand? So you talk about technical ability, when the only reason why Jamaican footballers right now are not taking over the country and not taking over the world in terms of skill and ability is because of exposure. We don't have that exposure. We don't have that ability to be exposed.
Can I say something?
It's no secret why Leon Bailey was able to go over at such a young age and become such a
beautiful
success.
I just want to say one thing.
So I just the exposure we don't have fun. All right, go on, boss.
Yeah. So the point, what people saying that Jamaican players are not technical. You know what Jamaican players don't have? They are not tactical aware. Tactical is Jamaican's biggest
that
problem.
Tactical, not technique.
We are not aware. And tactical drills have to be taught from a young, tender age. If you are skilled and technical,
and there's a system.
Remember, there are areas in the field when you go overseas, you cannot lose the ball, no matter how skilled you be. You can't lose the ball, right?
Yeah.
Messi lose the ball, don't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So no matter how skilled you be or technical, you have to be tactical aware. Know when to create space. Where you go down the line, where you carry back the ball, where you pass it. Overload. Identify overload. Scanning. Enough of these players don't even understand what is scanning. Those are the problems.
Some players not. All right. So that's true because you see the peripheral vision. Everybody have peripheral vision, you know. But how much people practice to use peripheral vision? A scanning that, you know, that are your peripheral. All you need to do is watch one clip with Ineos. If you love football, just watch it. You love football, you love midfield, just watch one clip with Iniesta and Xavi. And you don't need to watch no more clip. You know what scanning mean there, so them not look over them shoulder.
All right, yeah. We're not talking about technical player, right? And technical ability. I think I'm here room touch on a point say exposure. Look at Kai Paris. He's a right example of a player from
my God.
Till and go Cavaliers, and he left from Cavaliers and go Slovenia right now. He's the top goal scorer in the second Slovenia second division, and a lot of clubs offer him right now in a big top Europe club.
Exactly.
All right, this
beautiful point.
This is what we keep on telling people.
Hold on. You can't left a point there, so you know, me, Jenna. You can't left a point there, so a beautiful point you're making. You can't left it, so you know. You can't left it, so.
Make him finish.
So the point keep on telling these people that it's exposure and money people want. Jamaica players just want. There's a chance in the club that come to Jamaica and scout them. Because I watch DK, right? And it's a Daily DK, the guys that play for Barnsley. Barnsley is owned by a USA owner. This guy scored 6 goals in MLS last season. And they got by Barnsley. And I see dudes like Kemar Bushy Beckford score like 15 goals, 20 goals in Premier League. Why they never get by a championship team? This is just basically bollocks. It's money pushing in the US push money in their football. Man. And they have clubs over there. You get me? I come from that's total nonsense. I'm Mr. G Arena, right? They buy him from New York FC and develop him there in club and then push G Arena their team. Why they can't buy a player from RSPL? I know a lot of Jamaican players, they play on a bad pitch, but if G Arena come play at Jamaica, I'm look like trash. You know the G Arena where you're thinking no of. So I'm just saying though, Jamaica.
Sorry for jumping on that one here, but you see what I say? That's one of the reasons I feel like it's very important that Jamaica make this World Cup coming up, you know. Because you see the exposure that Jamaica talent will get, even if it is that we use quite a bit of English-based talent in our pool. This will be a time frame to get a spotlight back on Jamaica, Jamaican talent, Jamaican football. I definitely think we need to qualify for this one, just to put back a light over here.
Well, as an older head, we said the same thing in 88. You know, the reality is, unless your structure can support it, you're gonna fall down. What we need to start seeing is things like the local clubs affiliating with some international clubs to create pathways for the talent and act more like academies where they're the
Mount
focus.
Pleasant.
Mount Pleasant is one, but a one. One can't
I
do
just one.
flipping country of 2.8 million man. Come on.
Uncle.
What really is needed for us to invite, for example, foreign clubs to partner with our local Premier League? Because for Man City, I expand all over America and Central America. So
Well,
what is needed for them
I
to
give you
come
a
here?
joke. Back in the 60s.
All right. You
In
know,
the
me go
60s,
cut you know.
where did Manchester United train off season? Back in the 60s.
No, don't get
Right
man.
here,
Me just I
right in
guess because
Jamaica.
me
Right
smart.
in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Right? Manchester United used to come down there every year. Them used to kick ball with all of Boyz Town and all them on it. So I don't know. All right. The fact of the matter is, and me a Jamaican, I'm in a trash moon nation, but we don't like to run things. And until we learn to run things and run them properly, so we are accountable to the people we are deal with, them not deal with us. That is what
All
happened.
right, Elder. On that note,
long time.
Me I interject. Walana man, Alex Walana. Elder, you see on the same note, then me I interject and me I bring in Alex point back again. Alex say, pre the style, they are not giving the opportunity to the Jamaican players, right? What they are giving to the other players who are even less off talented than us. Elder, you say, we don't like to run our own thing. You know what I mean? Now look at my point. We need to start pre, so we need to go get the smaller nations who are also mistreated in the world and they are not respected in the transfer market or in football whatsoever. Build a relationship with them, all of them struggling nations there, and take time and do a little trading and a little trials and a little everything from there. We can probably try to open up a Caribbean-ish league or something like that. I mean, we need to do something. I mean, we need to own everything and run everything. You get me? Yeah. Because the way we do it in the past never work.
All right, then.
Mark Plunkett, your time.
All right.
Mark Plunkett, you say you want to say something. All right, well, when him get ready, Jamaicans.
Watch.
Go ahead now.
Yeah, so I was, even if you really watch the last interview with Military Guna, IMEX PV with Rudolph Speed. And I think we should have Rudolph Speed one night here on the live stream and can explain some key aspect what them GFF are trying to do. Right? All right. So him say like the Jamaican government, they're not giving them money, not giving them like money for build infrastructure in the country. So they say they want, him say, I don't know if it's true, him say on the live that he said they want 4 synthetic pitch, and they have one up at the jam, the Oris Bill place. I don't know what to pronounce it again. The place up there, so and them say they might get light, and them say they want 4 more, and they might bring somebody from England to come to Jamaica. They have an elite academy for the best talent in Jamaica. We go through the academy, then push them to Europe. That's what he said on the Military Guna. They had an interview with him. I think, and he said that most Jamaican coaches do not have pro license, only B license. No coach in the country has a pro license. So they're trying to work on that for the coaches to get a pro license for them to, expose and coach the players better. You get where I come from? So
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so as I'm saying, I think we can't start all this stuff tonight and start. If we can get Rudolph Speed on the live one night to come talk, I think that's good for us. We can play and we can hear freedom viewpoints because he's the technical committee at Jamaica in response for the development of players, and he's the one that get more Cavaliers players. Look at the transfer deals that he got for Cavaliers and things. So there's a lot of stuff to it. So we just have to be optimistic people and just understand, say, I just opportunity you them want.
Yeah, but one, Alex and panelists, there is a thing that I believe is Jamaica's downfall. We have the raw talent, but not most or all of the aspects of our game is actually worked on. So, for example, Tyreek Magee that we were talking about yesterday,
Technical ability.
he is developed very well. Him use him left foot, but at the same time, him deficiency is using the next foot. Plus, is off the ball movement and all of that. So we and sometimes we tend to match up these players with the little locals or in our local league and say they are the best. And when they go out in Europe, which is a mecca, they don't really matriculate the way that we would want them to, because they would have gone up against players who would have gone through a whole lesson and teaching on football, from tactical awareness. They have the technical ability and all of that. And we just put up our players against a raw talent and always expect them to be on top of the world. When we're short, we players are short change in terms of development. And as Alex said, the coaches at this level, at the lower level, they are not competent enough. And we have to take that into consideration.
And that me said earlier, coach, me explain that the players lack technical ability, and most people disagree with me. So if we can acknowledge that,
we change the word from technical to tactical.
No man. Hold on, gentlemen. Hold on.
You cannot.
Listen, brother. Wait now.
Hold on. No,
brother, if we can acknowledge that coaches are not up to par at grassroots level, how are we supposed to possess technical ability? You guys are thinking technical and putting it
raw material. Naturally.
That's not technical ability, bro. You heard the interview that Wenger had when he was talking about developing a player from the age of 7 to 14. If you don't have technical ability, you will never make it.
Yeah, that is true.
Go listen to that interview.
Yeah, we are saying it is tactical, but we don't possess a lot of technical ability as well.
Exactly.
So we might be a good kicker of the ball and them say, yo, him good and him pass the ball good. But what about the other complete thing to make you a whole? You understand? So the technical and the tactical is important. We might possess a portion of the technical ability because we have raw talent. And because we have raw talent, there's always room for improvement for us.
Yes.
You understand? You were saying unseen.
Yes, coach. You know, a question I'm gonna ask him, if you ever saw when Leon Bailey out here in Jamaica playing when he was before him go in a Europe. The same thing when he do right now, he might do it for him there in Jamaica, you know.
Yes, but the reason why he's doing it now.
You can tell that because me see it to my own eye.
Yes, brother. Me understand where I say unseen. But what you know? Unseen. You have to remember, Leon Bailey left Jamaica when he was young. At a tender age.
He was taught all of that at that age.
Yes.
You know?
So you know when you're young, it's easier for you to learn. You can't learn all ass new tricks.
Can I please say something?
You know what I mean? So that are different with Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey going him young.
Yeah, but him natural. Natural.
Yes, you're not.
Can I go ahead now?
Wait, brother.
Hold on. Let me answer that point with unseen. Remember, you know, Leon Bailey is talented, so he have a little talent, which you say is natural.
Right.
But if that natural talent is not developed and it is not honed in a proper way, him just have a natural talent.
We'll agree with that. But
yeah.
But he's saying that Jamaican players are say a ratio to 40 to 60. Then 40 is technically gifted and the rest is not technically gifted.
Bro,
but I don't agree.
Technique is something.
Can I say something?
You're not born with technique, brother. They have to teach you.
Hold on.
You're born with the talent, but the technique is what they have to teach you, bro.
Can I please say something?
I mean, go ahead.
Hold on. Before you say something, we have to just make the thing try to be in order. So if I'm on a talk, don't say if me can't say something. Just wait till him talk, they just come in. You understand? Because one moderator. All right, go ahead.
No, try and moderate, brother. Just try to find a right way if you jump in without just jumping. What you style on? Zin? Technique are one thing, right? Technique. Yeah. In order to decide if a person has technique, I see him thing we are look on to see if a person has ability to play football. And the ability to play football is called talent, right? All right. Now, football is an athletic sport, right? I have basic things where you need to be an athlete, right? Now, football have attributes what make people can determine how good you are as a footballer. Now, these attributes are the technique. You can born with technique. So if you can born with athletic ability, you can born with technique. Yeah? But at the same time, you have to hone these skills, as coach said. No, technique is not Jamaica's problem.
Right.
The coach them want to hone and help hone the players them skills and make them learn the right movements off the ball and know the right mental part of the game. Because most of them only talk about the physical aspect of the game, attributes and talent. But understand say that is not the deficit that we are facing. Because if Maggie weak on the right foot, Messi weak on the right foot, Robin weak on the right foot, Roberto Carlos weak on the right foot, that have nothing to do with this, The system. So, all right. Leon Bailey left Jamaica when he was young. Raheem Sterling left Jamaica when he was young. Leon Bailey is better than Raheem Sterling. It's the system that they are playing in with the other players them around them and make them look good. Nobody can tell me say Sterling better than Bailey, Sterling can't dribble better than Bailey. Sterling can't kick better than Bailey. Sterling no have better movement off the ball than Bailey. Sterling no more deliberate than Bailey. Sterling can't kick free kick better than Bailey. Can assist, not have more vision than Bailey. Sterling using right foot better than Bailey using left foot. They are playing in different system, brother. You can't go around with me. No football for real.
My brother, let me ask you a thing.
Who just finished speaking?
Let me ask you a thing. Wait the coach.
Rad. See, name the man Reggae Boy 13, man.
So Reggae Boy,
listen. He know what he's talking about. Listen, players complement players.
Yeah, Reggae Boy, listen. If you never need to learn technique, why would you see him both need a coach?
That's not what I said, though, bro. You can't ask me a question. That's not what I said.
He's the fastest man in the world. Why would he need a coach?
Because he need a coach to help him hone his skills. I did say that.
Develop his technique, bro.
Not technique.
Help him, yes. He already had it.
So, bro, what
he already is born to be an athlete, bro.
I like the comment there on the screen.
No.
Brother, the man born with it. Brother, man born with the athlete ability. You can't.
But he wouldn't be the best without coaching, brother.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you never,
how do you know that?
Because
and the ball.
Gentlemen, I think one at a time, man.
Yeah, too much people talk one time.
Reggae Boy 13 sound passionate, but we have to give other people a talk here. We know you're so passionate.
Coach Minzy.
Trust me.
I think the argument is moving away from what we are saying. We are Reggae Boys. We are Reggae Boy 13 are saying. We understand that coaches are there to mold the athlete and to help them garner their talent. But what we are saying is that these persons that are doing well for Jamaica, they're born with the ability and the technical aspect of the thing where them can go there and perform.
No, me not agree with that, Coach Parchment.
Why you not agree with that?
You're born with talent.
Me agree with that.
Your whole technical ability, your technique for kick a ball is going to be taught to you by coaches.
Exactly.
And because of repetition, it will develop to become a better skill. Master the skill.
You're born with it. You're born with it. Then. You're born with
Look at it this way.
No, hold on. Hold on. This come like it get too technical because you're born with a skill.
Technique.
You're born with a skill. You cannot born with technique. We teach technique as coach. We teach you how to kick the ball. We teach you how to head the ball. Those are and different techniques to kick the ball. Whether weight, and we teach you how to control the ball. Whether cushion
those
or
are
weight.
attributes.
You see me, I say? So you can't born with technique.
Those are attributes.
Everybody can control
one second. Bro,
but to do it properly is a different story. The proper technique to control a football, everybody can just put themselves on the ball and stand up on the ball and then drop on them big head. Right? But the proper technique is a coach will take you one side to show you how to set your foot when controlling the ball. Because even with Pep and Sterling, Pep would tell him say, stop taking the ball from the outside of your foot so you can just take it and run. So those little things is what the coach is needed for. We all know the Jamaicans without a doubt have talent. We have cricket talent, we have athletic talent, but champs was that's why at least them quite a bit of athletes them so superb, right? Because a lot of these things were born fast naturally. But for set your hands them on your run, or for take the button and them things there, you definitely need a coach. You could have fast some more, but without that coaching, you're not going nowhere now.
Nowhere. So Reggae Boy 13, you're not born with no technique, brother. Right.
Bro, I never that me say no, bro. We say you're born with talent. No, bro. We say you're born with talent.
Well,
the technique is the same talent we are born with. Because without that talent, you don't have no technique.
If you're looking at the comment, that the people must say, you say. Now the comment section. So we just clarify that. So you
you never hear me say them, so therefore
that's what I heard.
With them. No,
that's what I heard.
No, you see, Parchment, me and Parchment I say the same thing. People are misunderstand what me I say, that I feed them intention. Attribute, technique, you know that these are the same things. Attributes are the same thing as technique, because say for instance, I can kick the ball well. You don't need to teach me how to kick the ball well, you know. I can teach myself by kicking it one time, and I've seen this before. You don't need to teach me and develop my skills if I have it naturally, brother. But you can. You get me? And good coaches do that. Now, bad players are players who are not coachable, develop bad habits, not bad technique. You develop bad habit because you're not coachable. So it is, you don't need to make a reasoning on a different level, because
I agree.
You not go around anything.
Some players develop poor technique. That is what is on the screen. Do you subscribe to that?
Definitely.
No, you cannot develop poor technique.
You can't develop poor technique.
You can't develop poor technique. You develop poor habit, which cause you to have a poor technique.
So una pre-think pass on wrong way. I mean, I look fitness and see if you not develop it.
Yeah.
That may I say?
Brother, listen to me I say.
Hold on, Reggae Boys. Hold on.
Listen to me I say.
Hold on. We get your point. We hear everybody hear what you were saying. But let me ask another question. If I am a cricketer, seeing, listen this, you know, I'm going to take it to track and field. If I'm a track and field athlete and I run with my hand coming across my chest like that, I may do that from primary school. Seeing, come to the high school and me constantly doing that. Is that a poor technique that I would have developed over the years in regards and relation?
Because of your bad habit. Because of your bad habit.
I will leave that point there.
Because
because Reggae Boy, because if I am a coach and even if a bad habit, it is still a bad technique, I am going to correct the technique. So the person who has been running this way, I'm going to correct the incorrect technique so that they can do the proper technique with having the hands outside of the body, close to the body, so that they can be efficient in running.
I have some technique we just do.
Awesome. And I agree to that.
May I ask, what are some of the solutions?
The point that I am making though is that if you have a technique that you need to teach someone, they cannot develop a poor technique. Their poor habit to coaching or coachability make them have a poor technique. They're not develop a poor technique, brother. They not develop no technique whatsoever.
They don't leave it. Coach, leave it alone.
No technique.
Move on, coach.
No, coach, leave it alone.
Kevin,
what they're doing.
No technique.
Coach Lindsay.
No technique.
You can say something.
What's the matter?
When
Lindsay.
Hold on. Let me mute everybody now.
Leave it alone.
Yeah, man. So boy. You see, boy, this topic is so, you see, sometimes we get the thing wrong, you know, and we have to just accept it. Because you can't have a bad habit and say you run the way and you say it's a bad habit. Even if it's a bad habit, it is still going to become a part of your technique, and you'd have learned a wrong or incorrect technique that would have allowed you to be running this way. Now the coach is going to see you, teach you the correct way of running efficiently so that you can go faster. That's the point. And see, Owen Blake said on the screen, your panelists have to be knowledgeable. Bad habits are like coming to training late, smoking, ball watching, etc., etc., etc. But guess what? We love the discussion. So Reggae Boy 13, we now Basho is just a discussion, and when we are talking football and sports, it's gonna be robust in our conversation. So yeah, man. Somebody did have a question. Who did have the question? Lincoln fans are doing.
You know, so I mean, let's say moving away from the problems that be, what are some of the solutions for our football, for our youth development, and how can we make them realistic and achievable, right? Some realistic standards, you know, for say, okay, with youth development, we also don't have as much money as the rest of the nations, them or the bigger nations, them. But how can we start getting our youth players them from articulate a little better? Because as it stands now, we just observe. Last World Cup qualifiers me go me decide to me now go back on national stadium go watch no more match. And the whole match me I jump up and down and say Alvis Powell, now watch a man wide and money score, crossing on and score, so me cut them off. But that aside, right, in terms of development, because my brother me play under 17 for Jamaica. He get a scholarship, go overseas, same look side where Speedy and GD go. Right? And him get injured, and it's like after he matriculated to the college level after representing Jamaica, right? Where is the real looking and the real communication? How can we fix that program? Is it that our high school ball just get scholarship go overseas and that's where it ends, or if it is that no international clubs see them or push them from like a Harborview to a pro club, them last in the system? How can we fix that system? So more your opinion on that aspect, some solutions.
Who want to start out that?
I wouldn't mind.
Go ahead, Michael.
All right. Well, look at background. I have been involved in something like this in Canada, where I was head of technical development for Ontario Soccer, and we had this bright idea that we were going to start making football players in Canada. So we said let's build a development program. You know, how do we get, because what happens in Canada is you have a pay-to-play system. You want to play, you join a club, you pay thousands of dollars a year, and you hope that your club coach is connected to a provincial level coach who is connected, and you know, so on and so forth. And naturally, when you have systems like that, talented kids without money don't get seen, don't get promoted. So we started trying to build that system. And just that experience and looking at Jamaica, we have a couple of questions. The first is, all systems cost money. Where is that money coming from? Bottom line, you know, all systems cost money. At the core of a development program is coaching. So you have to invest in coaches. Before you start, even, and it's hard to say this, but before you even start look at the players, you have to have the coaches, and the coaches at all levels properly trained and ready to go. All right?
Because, I agree with that, Michael.
So you have big ass money to spend. Who is spending this? Government don't have it. We don't know that. GFS certainly don't have it. GFF had an opportunity when we reached the World Cup because some money came in, but that money went. All right. So now we're in a position where GFF has no money, and we need that system while you still have an existing national team that need resources. So you have to strike a balance. Where do you focus? We have an opportunity right now with a core of players that we think is the best we've had in a long time to reach a World Cup. Maybe that is the priority. We go to the World Cup to try and get the funds that come out of it, because getting to the World Cup guarantees the country about 16 million US, right? So 16 million US, GFF never see that, all right? I don't know if they would know what to do with it, but that is their focus right now, is trying to get there for that bonus, right? What I think we need to be pushing them to is to show us a vision, because I don't think they've shown a vision of Jamaican football. None that I've seen or heard articulated. So, that I think is absolutely essential. We need to know what the vision is and who fits into it. For instance, right now, high schools are integral part of our youth player development, right? How do we tie high schools into our semi-pro clubs? How do we tie our semi-pro clubs into professional clubs in North America, in Central America, South America, Europe? Those are the mechanisms that we need to have in place. So we create these pathways to develop the things that these guys, that we're all talking about. Yes, we're born with a lot of athletic talent. We know that, right? Every Jamaican born with some athletic talent or the other. You can coach an athlete and turn them into a football player. You cannot coach a non-athlete and turn them into a football player. We can guarantee you that. Right? We see that in Canada. Believe it or not, because if you have money, your parents can pay for you. You can go into the system. If you do that as a non-talented player, you fall out of the system by 14, 15 when everybody else, start to mature and catch up. So we need to be able to put the resources into getting coaches identified, systems in place where we can get these things ready so that when our kids hit our system in school, they can get, and we don't have to push everybody because some mature at different stages. So you have the early maturers getting put where they're supposed to be, the late maturers coming on at different places, and you play to the level you are, not to the age or anything like that. And those systems only work if you have the proper facilities, the coaches, all of that. Yes, we have bad fields, but you know what? What the bad fields do, they make our players extremely good with their feet. It does. But one of the downsides to it, we don't look up because we're too focused on looking and watching where the ball is going, because the ball is not going to run through. So these are the type of give and takes that you have as a result of the facilities we have. Yes, we can improve the facilities, lots of money. So, pick and choose. But I just throw a bunch of things out there. People can comment.
Yeah, man, that's a whole lot of bunch. And anybody else wanna chime in on that?
Yeah, no problem. I mean, I want to say something else though. I mean, if we put all of the players them more young, what we have in our roster right now, all our young players them, what we have, all of them, Maggie, relatively young, 21, and the rest of them are 21, right? Would say I just a 20, we have built a team of under 23, right? And we go scrap. So this is just make believe, we go scrap the program we have now. The whole program, the JFF program, the players them away put up with it. So we go just put out the under 23 squad with Kaim Paris, Maggie, Jamar Topi, and then Monday. Don't you believe that these players have all the capabilities and have the necessary tools to do well if they stick together for 3 to 5 years?
Not without the coaching.
Of course not without the coaches. What are you saying?
Well, the thing about it is you can build a team like that, but you build a team. You don't build a program. If you think about the US, I'll use them as an example. The US came to prominence in CONCACAF by taking that approach. They used that team that they kept together for nearly 3 years. They trained together, they lived together, and then they made it to the World Cup. And that team went to 2 straight World Cups. Yes, they go through, but they have never become a powerhouse. Why? Because they don't have a program beneath it. They still, every 4 years, are going overseas to pick players. It's only now, nearly 20 years later, that they're starting to try and build a program. So what is it you want? Do you want to just try and reach the World Cup with one good team, or do you want to consistently be going there? And to be consistently going there, you need to have a program. And that's what I'm suggesting. We build a program, not just build a team. So to your point, yes, if you take these, we have a golden age of players. Yes, we do have that. You can take them and you can separate them and keep them together and spend money just on them, throw the boat at them, and guess what? They'll probably do well. But we'll be having another 20 years
No
before
program.
we see the like of it.
Yeah. Yeah, in a way, that it could work out that we do so well that these players go overseas and people love our players and want to buy us and we get the money and use it, right? But I get your point. We need a program.
And I'm gonna look on the program aspect of things because listen to your talk. I'm not even sure who the elders be. I've never get the name. Probably have to give him back the name. But that aside, right? I see where Jamaica actually have the potential to actually build such a program because I see various bits and pieces of it. Every now and then you hear Digicel come out and say, okay, we have partnered with Chelsea and we're doing this little thing. Or carry somebody overseas, go train with Man City for a little while. So every now and then these are the programs pop up, but there's no one to actually grab by the arm and say, okay, instead of you putting the money right there, so let's all group it up and have a proper, long-lasting something instead of these little one-pop shops. Because we had a one-pop shop with Chelsea, Real Madrid, because from when Real Madrid the academy we have which other club? I think it have at least 4 clubs me count will come out and do these pop-ups and carry players overseas for short-term trials. And it just ends literally right here, right? So I actually see that if without World Cup money, private, if it is that we can entice the private sector to actually contribute more to it, right? Because they do have these connections, these international companies, these local international companies. They have the connections we are in Flow Sports, right? Every minute you see them advertise their international football clubs, right? So we can go through that route to try and develop a program or an inward outlet through that method. But as I said, it's just so I don't know who said it. We need to see a vision, right? Because there are several visions. Only vision we need thus far is to get a scholarship, go America, and then hope so you break into MLS or USL club, and that just can't be good enough. We need to see other pathways. So that would be one option. The option 2 and 3, where players can branch out through various means.
All right. Football in 90. Welcome to the show again. You were on last night and you're back tonight. What say you?
Well, thanks, guys. Coach, thanks for having me. The points are really interesting. So I just joining in to catch up. I heard Coach Party shared some points earlier. Some I was really impressed with, and some I wasn't. Impressed with that much. But this is a learning in platform for each and every one of us. So let's just continue to discuss and see where I can add my inputs, but going so far,
All right.
some interesting points.
All right. Cataract Sound.
Yeah. You see that?
Blaze, welcome to the show.
Respect, coach. Respect to the panelists. Unseen. Respect, my brother. Coach, if a panelist was speaking earlier about the development, if I could add to that point.
Go ahead.
You see, having lived in 2 countries and observed the differences, in the English system, the players start serious development from under 8, under 10, under 12. It would appear to me that in Jamaica, we start serious football coaching and development when you are just looking at the Manning Cup and the Costa Cup. So a whole 5, 6, 7 years of development is lost before a player is given what I would call coaching by a certified coach. And so a lot of players develop bad technique. You're teaching yourself and it might work for you one time, but it doesn't work. It won't work for you all the time. And that's what technique is. Technique is about consistency. And much earlier in the program, because I was just observing, people were asking what happened to Jamaican players when they go overseas. One of the things our players lack is consistency. A coach don't know you're going to do the same thing. A coach wants to know you're going to do the same thing this week and they're going to give him the same thing next week. And then when the game on the line and him don't want to get relegated or want to go Champions League and him put you on, you're going to give him the same thing. So a lot of our players do, it's not that they don't have skills, they don't have consistency to bring that skill every day. So in terms of what the gentleman talked about developing football in Ontario, you would have, let's take this time now in COVID. We had a limit of having 15 public gathering. I asked myself, why did GFF never have 15 under 20 players together? Because 15 people can't gather. And take a year and make the man them get to know each other, build up a thing. You're still within the government protocol. Take 15 under 20 people, players. So the excuse now that we have that, boy, the sports lockdown for 1 year. Competitive sport. But you could have had, within reason, like 15 players training together, still observe the government protocol. Even if they're not training, at least the man them could have sit down, watch game tape, watch film tape, build up their football IQ, be able to point out some good thing, watch matches together, and build that team chemistry. All of those things could have been done now, so that we're not scrambling 2 years' time from now. But the final point on the schoolboy system, we are now 23 years since qualifying for France 98. You count how many players have played for the national team for Jamaica. And then count how many of those players are coaching. So there's a breakdown. It should almost be, because it's mandatory, because you can't force a man to do something. But it should be offered the pathway to all national players to become a youth coach in Jamaica. Once your time up with the GFF, they know that they put you on a coaching pathway. You get your various coaching badges and you feed into the ISA system. You take up a school. There should be no excuse for a school in Jamaica don't have a coach who has had international experience. None. We have had more than 200 footballers play for Jamaica.
And to add to that, I don't really want to cut you, but I just want to add this point before it leaves me. A lot of these past national players are in various academies across the world, developing other countries' talents.
Turks and Caicos. How we can look back and be happy that our family that. And listen, if a man getting up 100,000 US a month, we can't fight him. But there have been more than 200 players who have played the national colors since 1998, minus the English-based players. On the 17, on the 20, Pan Am Games team, you add them up. But once the man them finish with football, there's no love. If them don't find themselves into something, there's no structured pathway into development. And I'm going to end because when I have the show, you have a lot of presenters. The gentleman who was talking about skill and technique and talent. I think it's important that we understand certain things because that has been holding back the program. We see a lot of talent. You're born with natural talent and natural gifts. That might be you're tall, you're strong, you have big lungs, so you can have stamina. You did not come out of your mother belly and kick a ball and know how to trap a football. And even if you start by how most players start learning in Brazil, they kick the ball against the wall and it come to them and they are self-taught. But in that process of teaching yourself, you develop bad and poor technique. I remember was it Floyd Reefer? You follow cricket more than me. Who used to follow the ball and get caught in the slips all the time, chasing the ball just outside him off stump. Him develop a bad habit. And scrimmage football, for example, leads us in Jamaica to some very bad habits. We don't shoot because we're always trying to pass the ball into the goal. Because the players come up on that small goal scrimmage football. So doing that, you will learn, teach yourself some techniques that won't help you when you come to the big field. And believe that with the other erudite panelists them.
All right, well said, Sir Blake. Me really want to continue upon a technique argument then, but me not really finish it because trust me, it is a big error that Reggae Boy, I think him leave, Reggae Boy 13 was saying, but I mean, to each his own. So
Mr. The brethren leave, you know, and I hope it's not that the man get vexed because in this thing here, you know, none of us know everything, you know.
Oh, I think him still the boat, man. Him still the boat,
okay,
man.
because when a man call you, just you learn and your thing step up. You understand? And not disrespect our styling thing, but if we know the thing, we have to just start the thing the real and proper way.
Well said.
I did martial arts, and for a long time, I teach myself, and the man tell me, say, listen, you drop your guard. And when you fight against the lower people, no, when the time I fight for the Welsh belt, and upon the canvas, me I look up and I look upon Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse and Bird, and knock out the man, knock me out. I'm 6 foot tall, was a lightweight, somebody said dominate some short man. But really buck up a real man.
With the proper
techniques that I had. Before I victim to it. So it's something I share everybody. You let me have your child, there's no substitution for professional coaching and teaching of technique. If you're good, the technique will enhance the talent that you have and make you get better.
Yeah, man.
Right? If you're bad, your technique might make you good. If you're very good, the proper technique will make you elite. But there's no substitution for that. No man can teach themselves a game, brother. And I tell you what, even elite players, you see them when they go under different coaches,
they learn something new. Because Raheem Sterling wasn't that proficient in front of goal.
Finishing at Liverpool.
Liverpool, until Pep probably tell him a thing or two that he needs to adjust. He need to do it this way as opposed to doing it that way. And it has improved this game. So it is important, very, very important. You can self-start, but how far will that take you? You're not going to be up there with the elites. No. Because you have not gotten it from someone who would have been an expert in the area. I respect it.
You might all injure yourself.
Exactly. And as you mentioned that improper technique will lead to injuries. So I rest the case. But Mark Plunkett, you say you have something to say.
Yeah, man. Evening, guys. So I have something to say. Everything that you guys say, I listen to it and it all go back. It break down to resources and infrastructure. Without the resources, you don't have the infrastructure. As people say, Leon Bailey, the Raheem Sterling, they left Jamaica and went to UK and Belgium, and they went into a system. They went into a club. They went into an environment that have, proper infrastructure. And as athletes, if you play a sport, you understand what proper infrastructure does for you as an athlete. I remember I went to Norman Manley High School, got introduced to lawn tennis. I started hitting board on a wall. I never knew what the racket looked like until the coach bring it out. Tennis ball, board on the wall, and a nice shine floor. You slip on that, bust up head, you done. Right? That's what I was introduced to as lawn tennis. Right? Go to the court, realize what the court was. Proper court, proper infrastructure that motivated me now to actually play more tennis and have fun with it. Now take it back to the football. The clubs in Jamaica, as with the Jamaican Premier League, the structure that they have now, what they want to do is a top-down system. Top-down, get the sponsors in. 200 million, share it in the club them, build the infrastructure, right? That's what they promise. That's what we're looking for. If we look on it from the aspect that, boom, build infrastructure. How much of these clubs have a video room where them can go analyze a game or analyze some player or even have video recording, training, where they can say, all right, then, boom, you make a bad turn, you need to spin it, so you need to turn for the man. You understand? That's not there. But I feel like with the investment from Corporate Jamaica, everybody's on board right now. I'm not sure if they reach the 200 million. I think they have. You can correct me, coach. Right? get that money into the club, structure it properly, right? A guy said earlier, get some Caribbean players coming in, build a system where we are the number one Reggae Boyz #1 football club in the Caribbean. We should be the catalyst for football in the Caribbean, where we have a system where players from Barbados can come to Jamaica, earn a good salary, build the system. Now you have a good player from Barbados. You can send him off to the MLS you can sell him to the MLS or sell him to the championship, and that money can now come into the club to build up the club. You see what I'm saying? So I think that approach is good, but building from the ground up, yes, we need the coaches and stuff like that. But we still need corporate Jamaica where we can bring those investment in, build up some proper field, get some proper training equipment, get some videos going. You understand? But having the players in the Premier League right now, where the infrastructure is not even there, they're not really motivated. Because when you have other players leaving and then telling say, yo, you so look good, yo, the bed, everything, you understand? So that have a lot to do with the moral and it affects players. So I think get infrastructure, get the resources in, build infrastructure, and then it can trickle down. So I think that approach will help a whole lot. And you have players coming from high school going into a proper system where they can actually, be better players. Again, we have the talent. We have, we have the talent. The skill is there. Again, coaches need to fix the technique. You know what I mean? They do have bad technique, so I don't know, where that coming from, bad technique. You know what I mean? So that's also what I want to say. I know I might be rambling, but that's also a point I want to make. Make it trickle down then. If they can't build it from the ground up. Get corporate Jamaica in, spend the money, let it trickle down into the club, and we'll see where we'll go from there.
Coach.
Could I? But wait, Coach Freeze. Freeze.
I guess me and but Coach Freeze up.
Coach, take a picture, man, and put it on Snapchat.
All right. I want to make a point. Now, Coach Blake, Sir Blake. There. Anyway, I want to ask you guys, $5 million for a club or $3 million for a club, is that there a lot of money?
You have to pay players too, so
no.
You can't say no.
I'm just asking, $5 million for a local based club in Jamaica, is that a lot of money?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Are you talking about US dollar or Jamaican?
Jamaican dollar.
No.
If you do your research and you check up how much money to buy those quality equipment overseas, it don't reach $3 million.
Interesting.
A video camera do analysis. Right, you can go up on YouTube, or you can go up on YouTube and check it out. Right? A video camera.
Because I'm actually go up on Amazon or there and the little vest them where you put little GPS in at the track.
Right.
Track them how they see it advertised on YouTube so you can track the whole for eat something.
Right.
Yeah, that's expensive. You can actually buy a couple of them.
So we can't blame we as the administrators in these clubs are to be blamed. The mindset of these people, them don't love football.
One cocoa football because
them don't love football.
But question though, is it just the equipment? Because you have to understand with technology, the equipment come with software, and a lot of these equipment that they sell, just like the GPS tracker, you need the software for back it up. You need to give that
money.
I don't think everybody will get the elite level equipment, But just from a research I'm gonna do with the whole equipment, because just watching like overseas panelists, I always see them are advertising sponsors say you can check a little heat map on this app. Right? I'm see a lot of sports apps coming out, they say you can track the players and track your own development.
All right.
And if it is that them have it for the regular man out there, right? Can't we make a bigger effort in the clubs to try to get a hold of some of these softwares, if it is that we don't get the official version, because they must sell them commercially now.
It's not that these things are expensive to actually acquire. The problem is running them. Like I work in IT, so when you buy a piece of software and you spend say $5,000 for the software, it don't seem like much. But then when you factor in the time where it take you for train, to deploy, for train your staff to use it, for understand how to analyze it, for go through it, then you're starting to talk about this 5,000 costing you 25,000 a year to maintain and run. That is where our clubs run into problem because, as we say, one cocoa fill basket. So if you put one of these systems in, that is at 25,000 US in additional cost for that year. Then you're going to have your additional physio that you started to talk about, and next 25, 30,000. That is the problem. Because when you start adding those costs now to run a club properly, you're talking about taking on a wage bill of close to 250 to 300,000 US. That is where you start running into problems, my friend, because our clubs are still not professional. They don't make money. So until they're making money seriously, until they can seriously have dollars coming in, and yes, we will sell a 1 player a year or a 2 player a year. That is, unless you know your academy is guaranteed to do that, then you're going to run into problems.
Coach. Yes. The camera that I'm talking about, it analyzes player without, and you don't have to put anybody there to video the game, right? You just analyze the game on the field, half-time analysis and everything of the players. Now, suppose me say I go invest in those equipment. Me can make a lot of money for these clubs, right? Now, I'll give you an example. I am coaching at Charlie Mount High School. The national fitness coach, Mr. Wilson at the time, came to Charlie Mount and did an assessment, a physical test assessment. He had a GPS monitor, a heart rate monitor, and a software, right? When I did my research, there is a formula there. I never have to buy enough software when I buy in England. There's a formula there to work out the body mass index and all them something that we do. I remember it right now because I want it thing. You understand? Me work it out and put them get the same exact answers, the answers that we get for the youth, then we do the test on. You get where I come from? So you see, if these people sit down and make the thing the right way, a whole heap of difference, brother. The people them don't love football.
Yeah, I do agree with you, but I guess the mindset have to change because we're in a technology age and the technology will help us. Because I'm looking at it, the Jamaican Premier League state that, or the chairman state that, all right, we want to incorporate more matches like online. You know, like the EPL, you have matches on a Sunday or wherever. More video matches online. But I'm saying, how are you going to, you say you have 6 matches on a Sunday, how are you going to get 6 different like camera group going? And I looked at the camera, even one of those camera costs roughly probably 200 and something thousand, I think. Or even someone need to correct me, but it was so expensive to even get one of them camera there that they use in the EPL to video match. We're talking about goal line technology, where the ball go over the line and get a beep on your watch. Well, I'm gonna know if it start.
No, for an individual, you know, for individual it look like a lot of money, but for a club and an association, it's not a lot of money.
I think the clubs will say otherwise.
But I'm saying if it's not a lot of money for the club as a group, as a body, I'm saying why is it not there? Then is it the vision or just the will to not develop? You know, even for a football field, AstroTurf, why we can't get Astro? Is it the playing style? Is it like why we can't get like a proper one?
And
AstroTurf expensive.
And you know what I would say to that? Look, and you point out someone find interesting. A school like Jamaica College now, see me, they were able to build an entire mini stadium.
Right.
If it is that KC were to put their mind to it, and those old boys were to put their mind to it, then build whatever them want to build.
Right.
STGC as well.
Right.
Calabar.
That's true.
Right. So in terms of the finances, because look on our athletics, right? Some of these schools, they have the latest of technologies. Right. So I can't tell often where the money is at, right? But I really believe if it is that we don't want the development, we can actually start, right? Because we see it though on high school level, we can actually make the push to do it on a national level.
And to not cut you, because I'm saying that, all right, you're saying that a man have to pay $500 go watch a RSPL match on a Monday night, right? And him buy him chicken and beer and thing. I'm saying that if you pump that money, if you have a vision and you pump that money into a stadium, people are get proper seat, them are get them season ticket. You know what I mean? Them are get a clean environment where them can sit down and watch a football match. Don't you think that
JC
will bring in
Stadium
more
is of
revenue?
international standard. JC
Don't you
built
think
an
that will bring
international
in
standard stadium.
bring in more revenues for the club itself? So I'm like, me see some seat where, like, come on, man, Stone Age time from the Roman days. Like, you can get some proper bench in where people can comfortable and know, say, you know what? Me buy a season ticket, you know, or me
Arnett,
partner, me show my
Arnett
partner
Garden
money and
Stadium, I see them host the most little mini friendly matches ever, right? Before the World Cup, the girls them meet the World Cup, every minute I don't there, I see them at train. And I play some little invitational match. And I was expecting that by now, they have a decent stadium, you know. But by now, I was expecting something more. It's a trickle down into somewhat of a development. So when it is that we have these little expectations, like just fades away. So the possibility is there. We know that a lot of these ventures are expensive, right? But you can start from, well, Harborview Stadium, they really have the space, but a lot of Harborview borders, we see them are matriculate to overseas, right? There are ways to get back contributions and sponsorship. Like some of these international sponsors, who man love Jamaica, high school at least, when we go up to tracks. Johan Blake got sponsored from Adidas from a juvenile stage. You see him both get sponsored from Puma from a juvenile stage. Some of our high school footballers can get sponsored from a juvenile stage too, you know. Why not? Because they're not.
No, because sponsorship is a marketing thing, and marketing means you're looking for a return on your dollar. When you go and you sponsor Usain Bolt or a Johan Blake, you know some millions of people who involved in track and field. I see them regularly doing spectacular things, and they're getting sales as a result of that. Until we football have something to sell, we're not getting that sponsorship. Right now, we're getting angel investors, people who love Jamaica football and putting money, but we're not getting true marketing dollars, which you're saying we're putting money into this club because we know this club will turn out two ballers who will be on the international stage and will garner us those eyeballs on the screen. That is what marketing dollars, that's what sponsorship is.
Well said, Michael. I'm back, people. And you know, it is very what would you call it now? It's very bad to compare football and track and field in Jamaica, you know? Because on the world stage, these youngsters are going to a character. They are going to a world youth when it was a world youth. They are going to a world juniors, and some might make it to various other teams. So it's quite difficult to compare a football and a track and field when football is a team sport. So it's depending on the team. While a Johan Blake and a Usain Bolt, they're running their lanes. So it's quite interesting where you're saying that in terms of the comparison. So it's gonna be difficult for a youngster in football playing for JC, playing for KC, playing for STGC to get a sponsor, because after they play Manning Cup, what are they going to do?
That's where the development comes in, because you see, if it is that the Premier League, let's say, was of quality, right? Wherein that you can have a high schooler in fifth form, because the way football have developed now, by the time you're 25, people say you're old. And it's by the time you're 25, a lot of Jamaica ball them really start develop on a professional level in terms of a club structure, right? When it is that you can have a 17-year-old, an 18-year-old per se, playing for a Premier League club. Let's use a Shamar Nichols, because I watched an interview on one of the programs where he says one of his greatest decisions was to say, walk away from Manning Cup and join a Premier League club to get that exposure, right? If it is that we had more young talents filtering through somewhat of a professional system wherein that them can get that exposure, then it is sponsors would perhaps be more in line to say, okay, let me get a brother there a Nike deal, right? Because we don't know, say, as I said, two ballers per year are come out of this club. Who young professional ballers might develop. Let me try sponsor these clubs because these money that we're talking about, right? For a lot of these international firms, it's not that expensive enough, right? But as I said, they have to be guaranteeing their returns. So you can guarantee that these persons are of the quality to make it to an international club, right? Who knows what can happen? We don't need a big $1 million sponsorship from them, but a $20,000, a $30,000 that will go a far way in helping a local club.
All right, I see football.
And what do you recommend? You hear me?
Yeah, man.
And I'm saying, what do you recommend after schoolboy football to put these players in the best possible position?
Well,
to be more professional and ready.
It's not even after schoolboy football. It's somewhat of a merger of the schoolboy football and the Premier League, right? In terms of the age group. Sorry for me not bash because I reach 30 now, so I kind of feel bad to say 30 old. But if it is that we can have some more younger players really in our Premier League competing at the highest level, right? They might still be at a schoolboy age, but instead of the focus being on their Manning Cup development, right? Let's try focus on their marketability because Manning Cup is how should I say marketable on a local platform. But if it is the Premier League, have international scouts looking at the Premier League in El Salvador to say, okay, them see a young Alex Marshall, right? When he was at his prime in Georges, imagine if he was at that prime in the Premier League and at a 17-year-old, right? International scout would be more inclined to draw this person than waiting until he reach 25 and then seeing him in the Premier League to draw him. So those are the little things that we just still have view.
But the point is for the let me make a point about the high school. Being that most of them will be so young and you want them out of the high school at say 17, right? And you want them to be a professional at say 20. I think the Premier League should be the Premier League, and then you have first division, second division. So as they come out of high school, push them into that second and third tier and let them build up and go into the Premier League. Once they reach the Premier League, one season, boom, you sell them. Or if they want to, you understand what I'm saying? So have that structure in place. Yes, they're rebuilding the Premier League, which is good, but you still need a second and first division. And we talked about it yesterday when you have 15 clubs in a Kingston and none in a Hanover or Westmoreland. So the powers that be need to ensure that we have the Premier League, a first and a second division. Again, take the blueprint from England. They have one of the best leagues in the world, and it works. You have young players in their championship, League One, League Two, National. You understand National League, and they build them way and come up. Arsenal see a player in League One. Oh, that player they look good. Make a buy him for a couple million, bring him into the. You know what I'm saying? So that's the pathway I think from high school, because when you look at it, Money and that Costa Cup is the premier. It probably bigger than the Premier League. You understand? It have it fan base, just like Champs. Champs have it fan base. It's like the biggest thing in the Caribbean.
You do realize that after high school, these persons are touching 20, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's where you need them at 17 to transition into a second division or third division and then to the Premier League. Because again, 12 teams in the Premier League, you don't want to flood it too much. You want the best of the best. You see what I'm saying? So you don't want to push 20 youths into the Premier League and then you push out. You understand? So you want everybody get a piece of the bread too. That's the thought process on how we should progress the players.
Can I play
so therefore, Michael,
numbers are the problem. Let's say we have a Premier Division 15 teams, all right? 15 squads, you want to run 23-man squad, plus you need your support players and stuff, so you run 30 players per squad. 450 elite players, a population of 2.8 million. 51% are women. So a less than a million and a half potential males to go find 450 elite player. Me deal with some of the English thing. We used to have a relationship with Everton's academy. I remember the Everton academy head telling me one time that where Everton sits, they are competing with 10 potential premier clubs, right? It takes them 50,000 scouting trips, 50,000 players, unique players they scout to select one player to bring into their academy. Everton is good, don't get me wrong, but Everton are not the best. Now, if Everton have that problem, we can't support that. Where are we going to find that many players to have a first and second division? Your second division, you might as well not bother with because of pure rooks, without being rude to them. I mean, look at the Premiership. Look at our Premier League. Look at the difference in quality between our top players there and the also rans. Then you can imagine if you have a first and second division.
No, but
Kevin, is my mic on?
Well, hold on. Devon had a point before. So next person is Qatar, then Mark. Go ahead, Devon.
Yeah, Michael. I made a suggestion to the JFF a few years back that what we need to do, they're thinking of a two-tier professional league, which I says I don't think we need a two-tier. If we expand to 16 and our 18 teams in the top tier and use the confederation, which is the next one down, the major league as development for young talents to get into the Premier League, it will be better. But to run 16 team in the top league and 20 team is too many clubs.
But are you finished the point?
Yeah,
man. Qatar, your time.
Devon, right. Two things. And I'll take up on Devon's point after, right? The first and most important thing about the club structure, I asked about 450 players. Many times in Jamaica, we just think local. We are sitting in the Caribbean. So we ought to be using the that where professionals can move without visa and without work permit. To be having the best in the Caribbean from Guyana right up to Cuba. Augment so that the most elite, you might find 200 elite players in Jamaica, but you might find another 150 in the Caribbean. And that would augment it because you can't bring the rocks them in that thing. Because it bring the standard of your thing. I also agree fully with Devon. We have whole heap of club. And I made the point when I was talking to my brethren Simon. I live in Birmingham in England, right? 1.9 million people. That's just 600,000 less than the entire population of Jamaica, right? And we have 3 clubs centrally in Birmingham for fighting for 1.9 million persons to support them. Birmingham City, Aston Villa, West Bromwich Albion. Because West Bromwich Albion is in Handsworth, in the black part, in the ghetto of Birmingham, right? You have some outlying clubs like Walsall, and Walsall will be an outlying team in the area. But if you're trying to have 90 clubs in Jamaica, every little man have a club. You have to have a standard about what is a club. You can't just have a little feel and say, boy, you're a club. I cannot see Jamaican football progressive where you have more than one club in each parish. We do not have the talent pool. We don't have the supporters base to support more than one club in a parish. Otherwise, or not, it's just some man ego.
True.
It's not about football development.
True.
If you can't talk about national development and you have entire parishes that no Premier League football is being played. Let's take St. Elizabeth. They never have no team come up. Sandals one time and out. Trelawney, Village come up for 2 seasons, out. St. Mary, Star Cosmos come up 1 season, out. St. Anne, Volvo used to come up and go down. They got Mount Pleasant Academy now. St. George is in Portland. St. Thomas, a pure OB I work out there because no club now reach. And yet perennially you have a school from St. Thomas always in at least the semi-finals of the Costa Cup, which means that you have talented youngsters within the parish, but no pathway to go. So for the structural part of football to happen, some big decisions going to have to take, or they're going to be taken for you because you're just going broke and can't continue based on even COVID coming in, right? And you have to work together. Many clubs in England, many clubs. When I first went there as a touchdown, I never lived for long. I live in Tooting in South London, near Wimbledon, right? They might have learned less. Wimbledon did have to close and become MK Dons, and then now they take them time and merge 2 or 3 clubs, and you get AFC Wimbledon, because it was just not sustainable when Fulham up the road, and you can just peep out from Wimbledon and see Chelsea Football Club. You had Sutton United little bit down. So you have some realities. If you really want football, the JFD, if you're a football club, you must have the following. You must have a gym. You must have a video room. You must have a field. You must have a practice field, because you cannot be practicing on the playing field. Nowhere in the world that no makes sense, brother.
And you know, sir, Blake.
You must have a fitness coach. You must have a physio. You must have a doctor.
Let me jump in right there, because if I'm not wrong, there are only a few clubs currently in Jamaica that actually believes in or practice you having a good or a quote unquote weights program a part of their training. They don't. So that thing that they mentioned about the gym is very critical. A lot of these clubs, the players, them not there on a program. Probably them have to do it individually. But it's not mandatory that that gym is there and they join that gym and they have to do a specific workout for a particular cycle to ensure that it enables their strength and all of that.
Yes, still a lot of these high schools and these parishes have gyms and stuff, and the youth athletes that get developed with strength training.
Yeah,
don't have it developed.
But back to your Katarak, I don't want to take away your point.
A gym, and I'm gonna take 1 minute. A gym is not 2 little weights in a room, you know.
Yeah.
A gym has specialized instructors who take each player through a weight program. Because the weight training program, I hear feedback from somebody, right? But the weight training program for a defender is different from what you put a goalkeeper to. A goalkeeper, you want some flexibility. You don't want him tighten up his muscles and bulk his up. But a central defender that needs the strength. How you develop the muscles of a winger that you want pace is different. So I know several men in the weight room a pump iron.
Yeah.
That we're talking about a physical development program that you go through. That, you know, your body mass, it's tailored to each position and each player to bring you up to your optimal level that you can perform. So when you come to the national program, you have the best chance of going overseas and not embarrassing yourself. A lot of players go on trial for Jamaica because people looking for international players, but cannot. One, they can't. The teams don't think that they can make it through a 40-game season. Right?
Because we're not preparing players for international standard.
No, we have to play players to win something for our school.
Exactly.
In England, I'm gonna come here to preach England. I just say what exists there. If you're playing schoolboy football, it means you're no good because the best players are at a club,
Yeah.
right? So the schoolboy football in Birmingham, and the youth, them were just do it for PE. They're never gonna reach anywhere. But the real players with the real talent are in the under 8, under 10, under 15, under 17. When you're 20, you're old. Your muscle memory, whole lot of things develop badly. Wayne Rooney, Michael Owen, you look at them, Lee Catamol at Sunderland. Them man, they get professional contracts from me at 17, 16.
Yeah, Blake. That's when you have a finished product. 16, 17. If you're gonna have a finished product at 21 years old, you're late. You're super late.
You're way back in the queue of development.
And the last thing I'm gonna make, coach, and take out what Devon said. If you finish at 21, when I buy you as a club, right? I am looking to say how many years I'm only going to get 8 years out of this player, and then your value. While if I buy a 17-year-old from Africa, right, I get another extra 4 years of value from him. You understand? So, no club in the world doesn't owe anybody no favors. They don't owe Jamaica nothing. This is strictly business.
Business.
Right? This is strictly business.
Straight.
FIFA and UEFA to step in to stop what they were doing in Africa. Because when the man them gonna scrape up some youth and have them asleep. Check out Georgia where story them have them just sleep on some cold concrete in a Paris. Because it's a money. They can sell them on to your Nice and your Lille. Right? And some other lower league team. Man down there struggle to earn a little bit, and we just look at the top and the cream. So for us and for our own development going forward, and so that we can have local footballers alongside national footballers, we have to really take a stand. When my last point, when you're in the world sports, and Coach Miz, you should know this from athletics. It no matter if you just flash a Spanish town, everywhere around the world, I do martial arts, right? Use a fight. And one thing my coach would tell me, in every country, in every city in the world, there is some youngster training that is training to beat you. Someone hungry, him not enough food, and this is his only way out. So if you are come ramp with it and I go a store love dance every Saturday, and every pan knock in England, you're dead so. And you want 10 girls. Come out and think I'm wasting my time because there are some people everywhere in the world. And if you look at boxing and those sports, or even the football, you have footballers, Kayla Navas. It's from Costa Rica. When would you have seen a Costa Rican at Real Madrid taking up the goalkeeping position? Just imagine his thoughts from a little youth in the favela, in the ghetto down there. Why he couldn't make it and some other footballer from Rivoli or Maxfield can't make it? You have to see it thing at a world level, and you cannot make an excuse for yourself because no one is making an excuse for you. Our footballers will have to start training twice a day. This one time a day training not working.
One time a day, you talk like once every 3 days. No.
I'm mute my mic.
When them have work in the morning time, it's not a full-time job.
Well, that is actually the second point that I think have to be made. We're not professional. We don't have a fully professional league. Because all we are talk about these things here, you have to realize that our players still, most of them youth are the major breadwinner in them household. So them will leave school to go get at work. Them will leave school to get a job and maybe play some ball in the evening afterwards if they're not too tired. So the reality is our clubs need to step up. But I just want to jump back to a point you made earlier though about the Caribbean and stuff. Can you see JFF working with the Trinidadian Federation? Because that will have to happen because right now at Trinidad them going to because the Trinidad clubs have money. You know, that is seriously our, I think, major stumbling block. We have to work out something with Trinidad. If we maybe we start a league that's joint Jamaica, Trinidad, and them have some sort of crossover, maybe. But I think that is not going to have to happen.
And also, I believe you say one fundamental issues that we have is that somebody mute the mic now, please. One fundamental issue I believe that we have in when it comes on to sports people is that we don't believe that sports is a viable business. And this is where we will forever go wrong. We only take sports for recreation. You understand? Just recreation. Take it for just a little running up and down thing. And that's it. When sports is a big entity, it's a big industry. And until the powers that be really say that, trust me, we will forever have these conversations. Because, or unless the persons that are going into the positions recognize the importance of sports.
But I do agree with you.
Coach, let me say one thing. Everybody else get. America had the same problem 10 years ago. Would you know that with the college players not doing so well in Europe? So what they did, they went to Germany and they saw how they had an academy system and they started to copy it, and now it's bearing fruits. They're even making money now, so the owners are more likely to even push it further because they say, oh, I could invest like say $1 million in this guy and sell him for 10. That's good. You got to look at the business, you know. The problem is Jamaicans don't have a pathway. Africans do. Europe is right there. A dude is praying like, yo, as soon as I reach 16, I'm gonna go across to Spain and I'm gonna go to France. So we got to make a pathway for our kids. You know, we got to build more academies. I think we need to go outside the JFF and do it privately. Like Craig Butler has the formula. We need to follow this, man.
All right.
Coach, the thing you raise an important point about and maybe it's because you have a world perspective with other sports, right?
Yeah.
Track and field. You know, the distance from Trinidad to Jamaica is less than leave from Plymouth to go up and play York.
Okay.
Straight line distance, right? Man leave from Colombia with them jugs and come to Jamaica every day. Every night some little boat come. Some little go fast boat. So you don't need to get a jumbo jet or something if you want to be real. We could have the JFF and the thing could purchase a luxury fast yacht that can comfortably sit 23 man and move between Jamaica and Trinidad. Simple and plain if you wanted to have a proper structured league. When we qualified in 98, we just think small. It's a hustle. In Jamaica, most of us don't do business, we just hustle.
Definitely.
When we're looking for sponsors in 98, why we never look for Toyota? Right? Isuzu, Chevrolet, TDK cassette, Sony.
Do you want the real answer?
We're busy because we can get a couple dollars right and quick from standards with us. The marketing would tell you that you have to have a marketing guru that values your product and get it the best way. Puma wanted to be a sponsor for Jamaica, but I recall at the time of Kappa when we went and I think it was 360 from Church.
Yeah, 360 degree.
Right. No, you either look at quick money or you're looking real development. If you were with Puma, you would have had a pathway into a number of clubs in Europe for who Puma is the major sponsor because it benefits them. Right? Worse than that, at the time when Usain Bolt was at its zenith, and because we just live in some little silo, our own little house, the whole of Jamaican sports could have gone to Puma and say, listen, if you want Bolt, you have to sponsor everything in the island. Football, cricket, tennis, everything.
And they would
A
have done it.
package deal. And they would have done it.
Well, the thing about that, them catch boat from boat young, because I remember saying
man,
before
there was
going him last year.
Bolt, no man, Bolt at
Before
one point he had an original deal, and then he had a deal that was renegotiated.
Yeah.
That
Because
he had
the
a
first,
deal. It expired. I'm talking about the second that.
It
the
remind
first
me of
deal
Nike and a sort of a thing where the mark says sponsor the entire racers if you want to athletes, and they no racers MVP if you want athletes, sponsor the rest of them, the little guys them. The little guy them jump on the wagon too.
Blake,
What I'm saying, yes,
But
there's
this is what I want to say. I don't want to cut you off, but all of us are being aspirational, but we need to be more logical and realistic. The Jamaican Premier League is rebuilding. Yes, we want the best. Yes, we want everything that's good, but we have to be real and look at the resources that are available. Look at the infrastructure again. That's why I keep saying resources go hand in with infrastructure, right? We want all of this glory, I want all this fame, but where are we going to start? And that is conversation we need to have. What are the little things we can implement to get where we need to go? What is the 10-year goal of, say, the Premier League? Yes, you want players at age 17 to transition and be stars along with the rest of the world. But as the guy said, America had this problem 10 years ago. And the thing why I say we need leagues and stuff like that, we don't want the Jamaican Premier League to be like the MLS, where it's just a money thing. Yes, what I'm saying? We want people to transition. We want players to have a pathway from high school, even if they reach 21. Say 5 years from now, 21.
players are leaving out of MLS rapidly.
MLS is like a stagnant.
Yeah, they're leaving. No, it's not stagnant. Maybe 5 years ago,
Because
you're
they are
not
going to
watching.
Europe.
They're leaving.
They are going to Europe
now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It should. All right, look at this. All right, take Canada for instance. Canada just
Max
started
Aaron, the guy that scored the goal, MLS, Academy. Yeah, they're going to Europe. That's the goal now.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm saying that you have a league in itself, right? And you have a big league. Your players should be leaving, wanting to. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You should have your young players playing in your top league. Why are they leaving? Because it's a dead league.
Because it's a seller's market.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't want Jamaica to be the next MLS 2.0. We want to have relegation and promotion. We want to have transition. Yes, what I'm saying. So the younger players can transition into League 1 or League 2 and then push up. Then the next 5 years after the first 5 years, we can say age 17.
I'm going to say them too old by them time.
Go straight into it.
No, but I fully disagree with you. When you want a league like the MLS, right? What the MLS has done to the United States football, your league, if you have your players stuck in your league, that means you have a whole pool of talent that could be developed that you're stuck doing whatever. You want your best players to transition out of the country and free up the space. So our Jamaican players should start with El Salvador, Costa Rica, Mexican League. The Mexican League have a whole heap of money, I have been and watched football in Mexico when Jamaica, the under-17 World Cup, I've watched qualifiers there. It's 50 and 60. The Aztecas is a 100,000 seater stadium. But the stadiums in Mexico are 50 and 60,000 seater stadiums.
So and they generate money.
They generate money. They can pay. But somehow we don't look right next door. And so if we got out there, you do a couple of years there, believe you me, the Spanish league is scouting the Mexican league because they're scouting really for Spanish-speaking players. But if they see a gem there, they're going to take it. Right? The Portuguese league is scouting the Brazilian league because the language, whatever is there. You have a set of countries in Belgium, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, all of those Scandinavian countries that have leagues whose top clubs can qualify into the Europa League and the Champions League. That will give you a window and an outlet to market yourself.
But
So
the
I don't
point,
want Jamaica born players stuck in Jamaica. But want
but
them out.
but the point I'm trying to make, is yes, I do agree with you. I want players to go and get opportunity. But my point is, what do we have now? We're not in a league. We literally not playing a football. We don't have a proper league where you can say, boy, say me can go and really, support this or really go and spend my money. If you ask them for pay for ticket right now, man, I look for and say, boy, me bust head with a buckle. What kind of money you want bad up man a get? So I'm saying we need a proper system first before we think, but all right, we'll ship out. Oh, we're going to ship out 10, 20 players on nothing at all. So I'm saying, yes, we want the best, but let's start somewhere and have ideas. Because, again, people are going to watch these things, use the
That's where
highlights.
the academies would come
Build
in.
something. But academies cost a lot of money. Use what we have now and build up on that.
No, Craig Butler did it. Phoenix
Yes, and
Academy. He's sending people to Europe.
Listen, no man, I'm not talking about Craig Butler alone. I'm talking about the entire Jamaica. You can't just look on one microcosm and say, all right, Mr.
But
Craig,
If one
I
guy
think what the
could
point he's
do it,
making is that if one man can do it, right, what's stopping from it
why can't the
expanding to
whole
two or
Jamaican
three
system?
other persons,
because
right?
everybody
Because
do things
even
same. One
Yeah,
man do it, that
because
don't mean say everybody
some
else are gonna do it. But listen,
no,
listen.
all right, so
Let's not
may,
shout.
may,
Listen,
Jamaicans
land your
thinking
point
this
and let me
way. The
finish.
Gentlemen,
government should control everything.
No. Listen.
all right,
This is just
because
listen.
let
gentlemen,
me just get to
can I
yeah.
say something?
Yeah,
Go
man,
ahead.
go ahead. Once you
Okay.
have a talk out of turns, I'm gonna mute you. Sorry about
I'm
that, but that's
I'm
we
gonna
have to keep the order.
I'm gonna say something. Um, when Blake was talking about why couldn't Puma or anybody sponsor Jamaica? 1998 when we went to the World Cup, the carrier for the Jamaican national team was the American Airlines. You know how that come about? Craig Butler, and I'm not lobbying for him, was the general manager for Toshiba in the Caribbean. Okay? Craig Butler is a very intelligent guy. And Craig Butler and Captain Burrell and René Simons went to American Airlines and got all those sponsorships. Why can't the JFF, if he has a blueprint, if Craig Butler has a blueprint and he's getting so much players into Europe, how bad of a guy can he be that the JFF won't work with him? They need to get off their high horses and call the man in and says, can you help us? We are Jamaicans. No man is an island. No man stands alone. The people who run Jamaica football, the football is not theirs. The football is ours. It's a Jamaica. It's a brand. Okay? So we need to come together and work together
And
because one man cannot do it.
and may I also interject with something, right? Because I have to respect fully what you're stating, and you have to also realize that Craig Butler himself is an agent, right? An agent with contact. So you're speaking about getting youth on an international market on an international platform, right?
Absolutely.
So there are ways there to exploit it. We have so many coaches overseas now, older boys players, right? I understand what you're stating that we need a structured league, but as my Reginald said earlier, right, in terms of the age to really get these players out there to real agents, to really get them. If we're going to talk about development, right? Do we really want them just to be developed in the Jamaican system alone, or do we really want them developed on an international scale? The agents need to work, right? He's a person who knows how to get a sponsorship, right? His journey with Leon started from a young age. So that's one of the reasons why Leon was developed like that, right? Because these kids they need to be exposed somewhat on an international scale more often. As I said, with the whole athletics, right? With the benefit of Jamaica athletics is that from a young age, them go carry flat, etc., etc. we can get agents looking out and doing more on the development side. If one person, I believe, if one person find the formula, there's formula 2, there's formula 3, more formulas are out there, right? It's just to really communicate and link all the parts together.
Yeah, but okay, let me come in on that, and Michael can attest to this. Okay, I live in Canada. Michael live in Canada. We might be neighbors and we don't know. Okay, now listen to this. Canada has one of the greatest pathway to youth development. And you know what the pathway is? Coaches education. If you don't have enough qualified coaches, it doesn't matter how much talent, raw talent in Jamaica. If you don't have the necessary people to get the best out of those players, you will never have world-class players.
Absolutely.
You will never.
Sir Devon.
Yes,
I can add to that, please.
Yes, you can.
All right. People should understand the difference with a senior coach and a grassroots coach. There are two different types of coaches. A senior coach and a grassroots coach. I have senior coach that cannot teach kids. Nothing at all. Right or wrong? Tell me if I'm right or I'm wrong. You know?
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, man, you're onto something.
Seriously, the difference.
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
So the coaching education have to be important for Jamaica. Yeah,
absolutely.
For Jamaica football.
Absolutely.
Somebody asked in the chat if Chuck Canfield have world-class coaches. But even if they don't have world-class coaches, they have the coaches' education. That is important. And of course, track and field persons do their research, which I believe that football coaches do it as well. But that is for another discussion. I don't want to get into intricacies.
Yeah, but I can tell him track and field have world-class coaches.
I believe so. I believe.
But why track and field can have world-class certified coaches, yet still our football program can't?
Cost a lot of money to go overseas to get the right training.
Track and field is an individual sport, though. It's not a team sport. It's basically athletics. You know, it's about training. You know, so it's easier to train a single person to be great than a team. You know, you can't compare a team sport with a what you would call an individual.
I'm not talking necessarily sport, you know. I'm not talking necessarily sport, you know, right? I'm just talking the level of, how should I put it, certification that our track and field coaches have achieved. Right?
But that's
the Jamaican FA would have to partner with a country that would help. Holland would help us. If we go to them, they would help us. Like, look at Iceland. It's a small country, but yet they have more licensed coaches than us. 2 dentists took them to the World Cup. 2 dentists beat England in the Euros, embarrassed them. 2 dentists, part-time coaches, Iceland's team, 2 dentists. You know, that's why when I hear you guys bash Wickmore, I'm like, that's unfair. Give him a chance. Give him a chance to fail, and then you could say we could go and get the coach with the nice-sounding foreign name. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Well, to be fair, I don't think anybody here has, well, not for the last little while, been bashing Whitmore. We've simply said, and certainly I've said, we need to give him the resources to be successful. True. Where the question is we have to determine what resources to give him. I believe it's a negotiation. Tapa should come with my wish list, and the GFS should counter and say, here's what we can afford. And I pretty much guarantee that they'll end up somewhere in between that, and they'll have a contingent. I think
that's
they'll have
very
a decent,
fair. That's very fair.
I think they'll have a decent contingent personally, and I think midway through the hex, because I still believe we will get in the hex and we will, we'll go through. That's my personal belief. But midway through the hex, he should be evaluated, and I think he should know this going in. because the reality of looking at where we stand right now, if the hex goes according to how teams are stacking up, by the end of the first 5 games, we should have 3 wins and 2 ties. Anything worse than that, Tapa needs to answer some questions.
And
right
Michael,
yes,
he knows he's under the microscope, you know.
Yes, as he should. But
Go ahead, Devon.
Yeah, I said he knows he's under the microscope because the Jamaica Football Federation is always looking outside. You might not think they're looking outside, but they might be looking outside with one eye. As soon as he's not delivering, they're gonna bring somebody in. They're gonna find the money to pay somehow, but now they can't find the money to pay the players, and they're not even paying him enough. And he's doing such a fantastic job for us. Just give him the chance to fail. Give him the chance. Give him all the resources, and if he does not deliver, then you make a move. But for me, he's Jamaica coach. He's our coach right now, and I am 100% behind him. So we all have to do that and give that to him.
we got to trust our guy. We got to believe in ourselves. Even the Americans, right? As stuff as they take from the rest of the region about them not being good at football, they're learning, they're developing, they're trusting their guys. They're sending them overseas to get that education. All right, Chris Armis, all right, you coach for Red Bulls, go over to Austria, learn how to, what they call it, Gegenpress, you know, how to defend like the Germans, how to set your stuff up, you know? We need to do that. Get our guys exposed, you know. But I believe in the Jamaican product. We could do it. We gotta believe in ourselves. We get all these expensive guys, Bora, Milutinovic, Schaefer, all these guys with nice foreign names, but yet they don't do what they're supposed to do. Our guy is doing a job. Back him. Come on.
No, to be fair though, let's not get carried away here. It's not that the other guys didn't do a job, but they don't have the patience or the ability to sit down here and take the abuse that Tapa has. And I give Tapa a lot of credit for that. Because no foreign coach would ever sit down and take this level of disrespect or abuse. No one. You know, and the reality, it's a reality. So Tapa is here because Tapa is Jamaican and Tapa believe in Jamaica, and he will coach Jamaica team because that it means something in his heart, right? And I give him full respect for that, and I want him to succeed personally, right? So I'm not even getting into who coach or not. I'm saying how do we find a way to get the JFF to find the necessary resources, because it's obvious to me, maybe not to everybody else, that they don't have a clue about marketing. They don't have a strong clue about fundraising. Their financial management is questionable. What do they bring to the table?
All right, so
they got to find those personnel.
With that point said, people, we have to close off. We have been here for 3 hours. Yes, Parchment, I know you don't want to go.
Be fair to Coach Gama, Professor Gama, and Milutinovic.
Yeah.
Right? Be fair to them. Because remember when them come in history, we would not, they would not work for this money, and they did not have the talent pool that we have now. Right? And no professional coach will put up with the foolishness.
True.
None. So we wish Whitmore the best. Pay the man what he deserves. Give him the resources that he deserves, and make a reach at the World Cup, brother.
Yeah, man, at that me say no, World Cup.
Yeah, and the JFF need to practice good people management too, because if you want Tapa to succeed, you also have to give him proper incentive. It's not just about money. I don't hear anywhere JFF saying, you know what, we have a coaching development plan for Tapper and his staff. When you ever hear them mention that? That is part and parcel of being a good coach and being. Have they talked about Tapper as becoming full technical director for the Jamaican program? No. Why?
No.
I mean, those are the type of things that they need to be talking about. And if you incentivize the man by actually putting a proper plan in place, total vision, and have the man buy into it, I guarantee you he will do the job.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he will do the job.
All
So,
right,
Michael,
gents. Well on, Parchment. If me allow no, we'll go next hour.
just
You
one little
understand?
small point, man.
All right, let me. If it is not small, I'm gonna cut you off. You know.
Yeah. Cut me off. Yes, Michael. You know what that problem is from high schools, from the high school system, or them treat coaches. Coaches hardly get a boot to put on for go they go coach the kids them. You understand? And those are the same persons that are in JFF now. So you think them busy about coach? Them are busy about we. Them are busy about them pocket, or them get the money to buy for go flash and dash and thing and drive past the ball them tomorrow.
All right. So gentlemen, thanks again for joining the panel. Michael, Unseen Sports, Cataract Zone, Dwayne, who we have here, Mark Plunkett and Theo, and also Devon. As customary, we just ask each person to give us a 1 minute close off before we go. Big up to all the persons in the comment section. I was noticing that there was a big debate that was happening with Coy. With Coy and Jermaine. It was a very robust one, and I like the vibe. Trust me. So we're just gonna close off, gentlemen. Thanks to everyone who came out. So Theo, give us your closing point.
Academies. They're important. You got to develop technique. You're not born with it. You got to learn it unless you're alien like Messi.
All right, well said. Mark.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Mark, your turn.
Blessings up again, everyone. So Jamaican Premier League, looking forward to it. Development, from top to bottom, go straight down. I'm with Tapper, World Cup, we say, and we can't wait. Bless up, everybody. Night.
Yeah, man. Doing.
Yeah, man, it was a good discussion, gentlemen. Love the vibes. My point is a 30 seconds point or less. We just want to hear one of the artists them take out the mantle and give you another World Cup 98 song. You see me? Start raise about the vibes. Because 98 song still on a ring in my head right now. I want an updated version. That's my last little point.
All right. Unseen.
Well, the first thing to improve Jamaica football is the mindset. The mindset. And I think the structure of the JFF in terms of appointing person that is in charge of the football need to change. I think coaches, players who are registered should be the person voting for these person to run these organizations. The mind need to change. Once the mind change and the ego system change, then Jamaica football will improve.
All right, Michael.
Yeah, well, I would love to see if somebody writes documents, because with all the debate we have here, if somebody could actually take a lot of what we've said and articulate it in some form of document, a manifesto that we send to the JFF, at least have something on paper to say, Ewa, even if you don't have one, you know that we out here as fans, as practitioners in this thing, believe that you can do at least some of these things. I think it at least put a little fire under them, because right now, I honestly, I've been listening to this for far too long, and I'm wondering, is it they don't hear, they don't want to hear, or what,
They're ignoring.
On that too.
All right, thanks, Michael. Devon.
Yeah, I just want to say, I just want the people from the JFF know that we're not here to beat up on them and to criticize. I mean, we are with them, and we want Jamaica football to get better. We want to reach the World Cup. And I hope the JFF is listening to some of these pointers and pick out the right ones and use it, because they are good information here, and use it and get the football better.
Yeah, man, well said. And as these YouTube videos are actually creating a digital library, so they can always come back to the library and get some information to aid in their manifesto or whatever going forward. Finally, the man Cataract Sound.
Big bad mighty Cataract, that's something they go. No, man, better for the man, them just stay safe. Not more to say on the football except to beg the man them for the island, Could just put on the violence thing. Make the people them live. Rest in peace, Tremaine Stewart.
Yeah.
Baller drop out natural causes. So
Yeah, man.
A jaw works, Glad
Yeah.
to see says not something like Dada, Irvina English,
Yeah.
So make the man them live on the island in peace. Resolve our differences and live to see next week when we can talk the ball game. If the man them have some time, we can check out no disrespect, we'll check out Reggae Boyz commentary.
Yeah, man.
We drop 2 video and the right backs available to Jamaica.
Part 1 and 2.
Part 1 and 2, and go through and check 26 eligible man. To add to the talent that we have on the island,
Yeah.
We are just an amazing country.
Yeah, man, definitely. Thanks again, everyone, for stopping by. Trust me, each and every week this thing is getting better and better. Some very insightful thoughts coming out of the discussions. And like Devon said, it would be good if somebody from the Federation could just jump in and watch what is happening and see that even though we are not a part of the Federation directly, but we have some good information over here that we can give them. So big up everybody. Thanks again. RIP to Tremaine Stewart, big baller. Condolences again from the coaches to his family and friends and former teammates. Thanks to everyone in the comment section. Big up every single one. Next week again, we'll do this. God's willing and spare our lives. We'll be back here again on the 3-peat Friday, Saturday, Sunday for sporting discussion on the coach's desk. Big up yourselves, everyone. Stay good, stay safe. We're out.